Busch wins with the best glasses on pit road. If you saw that shot, I'm sure you'll see him at some point as Kyle Busch tries to make his way through the field. We will be back with Xfinity Series racing from Phoenix.
Did you see the mustache on the guy singing the anthem? I mean, wow. That was impressive. The anthem was good, but the mustache is what really made the performance an all-timer. Good afternoon. Had something funny happen earlier. I got asked to work today if I could, and I was like, no. Because I've been getting up at 6 a.m. the last couple days. Fuck. I feel bad he had to ask me, though, because the store's in a bad spot. There's nobody today to work, so. And the somebody ain't gonna be me, so. You know. Boo. Probably stream some NASCAR Heat multiplayer stuff later. Me and Dylan, hopefully Cowboy will join us. Today's bets are Justin Allgaier and Brandon Jones. Couldn't pass up a Junior Motorsports car at 15-1. That was Brandon Jones. Allgaier's like 5.5-1. But I think Kyle Busch and Custer are the favorites over him. Kyle Busch has to start in the rear, didn't get to qualify. So for the second week in a row, Kyle Busch got to come from the back. He's won 11 times in the Xfinity Series at Phoenix. Probably about 10 times too many. $4:35 in the afternoon. I am still tired from work this week, not going to lie.
Oh my God!
It's the NASCAR Xfinity Series. We've seen really good Xfinity races here recently. We've seen good Xfinity races everywhere recently. So, but I think this will be a good one. Just really intrigued by that Cup race tomorrow and how that's going to go. Harvick and Logano in the booth today.
Drive from downtown Phoenix, that's Phoenix Raceway. Fox NASCAR live in Avondale, Arizona. As today we wrap up the West Coast swing with a NASCAR Xfinity
home of the
Series
championship race.
Phoenix legends in the booth. Kevin Harvick has won here 9 times. Yes, he knows his way around the desert mile.
Harvick ain't won at Phoenix in a while, though. What's it been? 2017, I want to say.
So good to have you with us on this Saturday afternoon.
Phoenix demigod Kevin Harvick.
We're racing for a title. But, Joey, this is like a short track. So how aggressive are these drivers going to get today?
They're going to be aggressive. Just like everywhere else we've seen so far in the Xfinity Series, these drivers get after it, and the opportunity is big here, especially on the restart. You're going to hear us talking about it all day long. That dog leg, we hear it every time. It's wide. You can be 5 wide easy. And when you get to turn 1, it might get down to 4, 3 wide. And then you get off the corner, and it's maybe still 3 wide. You better figure it out by the time you get into turn 3. So how aggressive drivers will be there? I think they'll be pretty aggressive because there's a lot on the line there. Those spots are hard to get later on, so you got to get them while you can.
You know, we're educational here in the Fox booth. Earlier we pointed out that Kevin has 9 wins, and Joey said, you have how many wins here? So with all that success, take us for a lap. We went on board with you during practice yesterday, Kevin.
Well, it's a very unique racetrack with the dog leg that they've redone since they remodeled the racetrack.
And for the
I hate this track in the game because I hate having to cut across that damn apron to pick up like a tenth maybe.
All the way to the apron, you can ride this yellow line, or you can go a couple grooves up the racetrack and get a good run off the corner.
Look at that off throttle time in that Cup car though. I didn't watch practice. I should have watched practice today,
As you come off down into turn 3,
but I didn't.
If the pace falls off enough, we'll hear some of these guys shift. But you want that left front tire right on the yellow line, or how soon, Joey, will that PJ1 come in, or the resin come in?
Oh God, they put resin on the track.
Use that upper lane, so you've got options, and as a driver, that's really what you want.
I really appreciate you playing along, because that hiccup off of turn 2, normally you wouldn't do that. You just did that to help illustrate what these drivers will be facing for TV. You are such a team player, you know that?
Adam's such a cornball, you know that?
Appreciate you doing that, too.
We also appreciate Kyle Busch playing along, because they had a mechanical issue. He's starting in the back today. The rally will be special. We look forward to it. Now we're going trackside for the command.
Fire it up.
And now, race fans, here to say the most famous words in motorsports. Representing United Rentals, please welcome Michael Dirksen.
Dirk-a-dur.
Start your engines!
Michael Dirksen there. Like the Guardians.
The engine's at fire. We are ready for a duel in the desert. The green flag in the air when we come back to Phoenix live on FS1.
I love that paint scheme on John Hunter's car. Oh, Ryan Truex is in the number 19 today. I bet you he runs better than Joe Graff Jr. Ryan Truex still out there getting the occasional Xfinity race and a halfway decent ride, or in this case, a really good ride. Nobody was here for all my talking points, but now there's 2 of you here. How you doing? Do you like how since NASCAR moved the championship to Phoenix a few years ago, nobody's enjoyed it? It has not been a smash success. I mean, they've sold a lot of tickets just because it's the championship race at the end of the year. But 2020 was probably the best of the bunch. 2021 had its moments, but last year was terrible for the championship race. Like I said, I got Allgaier to win $11 and Brandon Jones to win like 30 or 31. Heavy favorites are Kyle Busch, Cole Custer. I know John Hunter's probably up on that list too, but Allgaier was like 3rd or 4th on the odds. So maybe Kyle Busch coming here will help Allgaier be a viable bet for me. Because otherwise, you know, Allgaier would have been like 4 to 1 maybe. Ryan Sieg qualified 9th. Looking through this starting lineup here. Kaz Grala 13th and Ryan Sieg 9th. Oh, stop. Oh, I remember the Josh Berry double bird. I'd almost forgotten about that until they showed it a little while ago.
Phoenix, Arizona, great sports town this weekend, all about NASCAR. The Xfinity Series racing here today for the.
I still got to watch SmackDown from last night. I forgot. I recorded it, but I forgot to watch it today.
Precipitation, which is really nice. High temperature around 80 degrees. And one guy that loves coming to Phoenix, Justin Allgaier, really good here. In fact, he's been rolling lately. 8 consecutive top 10s. 5 times he's gone in the top 5. In fact, going back to last year, 4 consecutive top 3 finishes. He hopes to finish the deal, get his 3rd Phoenix win today. Starting on the front row, let's go from the driver's seat, Joey.
Let's dial him up. Justin Allgaier, Joey Logano in the Fox booth. You got us.
Not sure how I feel about Allgaier's paint scheme. It looks very 90s, though. So you know what? I like it. Not like 90s NASCAR, but like 90s aesthetic. Like walking into a Taco Bell in the late 90s. Daniel Hemrick qualified 3rd at the only track he's ever won anything at in his entire goddamn life, it seems. Can lightning strike twice for Daniel Hemrick today? I doubt it.
Got a great team. Our Hello Water Camaro was really, really good all day in practice, and we don't know what to expect for this package to race, but I feel really confident that we got the team around us, the pit crew, spotter, everybody to do what we need to do. So we're gonna go have fun. We're gonna put on a great show for the fans back at home and that are watching, and the fans that are here. We're gonna enjoy Old Phoenix Raceway because this place is a lot of fun.
Copy that, man. I'm sure they'll have some fun and keep some air on the nose. See ya.
Hey, if he goes top 3 today, he would join my man Kevin Harvick, who's one of only 4 drivers to start this season.
I found out a little while ago in the pre-race that
How about that?
Carl Edwards has the 2nd most Xfinity wins at Phoenix behind Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch has 11, Carl Edwards has 4.
Well, good afternoon. You alluded to Kyle Busch having issues in practice earlier today with the fuel system. That, of course, means they will have to go to the rear. I checked in with Kyle. He said he felt like the race car was very good. Shouldn't have a problem making his way forward in that. But keep an eye on that car for other reasons. Colin Racing, who has struggled at the Phoenix racetrack, is looking to Kyle to help them get that figured out. Of course, this is the championship race later this year. If one of their other 2 cars is to win the championship, they're going to have to rely on Kyle to get that setup dialed in and help them out just a little bit for later this season. Josh Sims.
Well, Regan, speaking of one of those other 2 cars, let's talk about Chandler Smith in the 16, who may be a rookie, but he looks far from it. Top 5 in the last 2 races at Vegas. He led the most laps and lost the lead with 2 laps to go. Nearly won the thing. When I asked him what he learned, he said, man, I learned we got fast enough cars to win. Well, speaking of speed, he was top 3 in practice, qualified 6th. And this is a guy that won here in ARCA, he won here in a truck, and now he's looking to add an Xfinity victory here at Phoenix to his resume, guys.
He is showing a lot of speed in his rookie campaign.
Checking
no
pit
doubt
road
about that.
speed now.
From the guys in the booth, we checked in with our pit reporters. Now let's go to the spotter stand. I think your guy's up there, Joey.
Yeah, absolutely. Coleman Presley, the spotter, the double deuce. He's got I think the best view of the house, maybe with some challenges as well. He's braving the elements. Coleman, what do you see up there?
Hey, Joey, excited to be here today. Phoenix International Raceway is known as one of the most difficult spotter stands in the series. We're located over here in turns 3 and 4. It's a long ways over to turns 1 and 2. Very difficult for the spotters to...
You see that little shoulder shake he just did, Coleman Presley? Thought he was dancing. Is that Brett Griffin's fat ass? Nah, he ain't spotting no more. I don't think. Not in this series.
Got a great view of the downshift.
I know he works for Colleague.
Watching as the restart zone takes place. It's going to be a lot of good stuff coming at you guys.
Hey Coleman, is there any way that you could be a little more still when you have that camera on? We don't want to see a bunch of shaking, so just
Yeah, you see, Harvick pointed it out. He went,
It's better he's up there today than last week if we wanted a steady cam because it was windy. Oh man, Las Vegas. This is an awesome feature. Yeah, all day long, Kaz Gralla, who's got our Toyota onboard camera.
oh, they got the heartbeat monitor back.
Monitor on. Right now, it's not going crazy, but a baseline of 60, up over 100. When we get to green flag, that thing's really gonna pop.
I can't wait to watch this. This is something that I love to keep track of, and a lot of the heart rate depends on the ambient temperature and how hot it gets inside the car. So it won't get as high today as it probably will in the middle of the summer, but I promise you it's going to shoot up on these restarts and as the run goes on. And when you look at that heart rate, it
really
Shaking like
difficult
Coleman
to explain to
Presley in there.
people how high the heart rate stays throughout the race and how many calories you burn. So it's going to be fun to follow.
I wore a heart rate monitor last week, and I averaged 180 beats.
Oh, he's got it
the whole race. So
180.
Oh yeah, man, I'm kicking in there, ready to go. Lots of adrenaline for me. I gotta try really hard to go fast, Kevin.
Hey, so we had the Toyota on board. This is the Ford onboard camera, our driver's eye. Riley Herbst's going to take us through the paces today. Qualified in the 10th position and looking for his personal best 7th consecutive.
Short race, short stages until that final stage.
Here's the race analysis. 200 laps, 200 miles here at this 1 mile facility. The stage breakdown, just like last week in Las Vegas, 45 laps and 45 laps in stage 1 and stage 2. Then a long run to end it. Fuel window 80 to 85 laps. Keep this in mind.
Kyle Busch, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Parker Kligerman to the rear. Kyle Busch, Jeffrey Earnhardt for unapproved adjustments. Kligerman in a backup car.
We talked about Kyle Busch going to the back.
Listen to Jeffrey Earnhardt on the Dale Jr. download. It was a good interview. I like Jeffrey.
Thrash hard to get the 48 ready. Cole Custer, first pole of the year, takes the inside lane to his right.
Man's got principles.
It is time to make it happen in Phoenix. Off we go in the desert.
Green flag, and here goes Hemrick all the way down. Custer looked like he was just barely clear when he cut him off. They both went down to the pit wall. Sheldon Creed into third. Allgaier really didn't roll very well, and he's going really wide. Allgaier doesn't look very fast.
From the front row, not chasing him down onto the flat there. The amount of distance he lost right off the bat cost him already.
John Hunter Nemechek.
Custer's going to lead lap 1. Nemechek, a little bump to Creed, and he checks up to cut him a break after bumping him, and it's going to cost him a spot maybe.
Right now, Daniel Hemrick in the 11.
Yeah, these first few laps are always so difficult because these cars are on used tires. The Cup cars have been on the track. They're kind of retransitioning that rubber back to the Xfinity cars and the rubber that they have on the racetrack. And I'm sure Justin went in there and was like, okay, come on, front. Come on, front.
Turn at some point for me.
Yeah.
3 wide in the back. Kyle Busch, Jeffrey Earnhardt, and Emmerling.
They qualify and then they leave that set on. One guy not in that category, Kyle Busch, didn't make a qualifying run, so he starts the race from the back. But on stickers, and, well, I guess tires do matter. I mean, I realize he's got a fast car, but that's
Got a smoker in the rear. The 91's got a left front tire rub. Hemrick, second place in front of Creed. Custer's starting to check out a little bit. Creed trying to pack air on the 11. Moves him up off the corner without really touching him. Creed goes all the way down to the pit wall.
And be able to get under Daniel Hemrick here and all but clear him using the apron into turn 1.
That was straight for sure.
Creed won the truck race here in 2020, coming off his first top 10 of the season.
What's up, Michael?
At Las Vegas, our Toyota onboard. Cash Look at this, 110 on the pace laps, 140 plus in traffic. We'll keep track of that heart rate when we go to the onboard bottom left of your screen.
Allgaier's starting to bounce back from a crappy first 2 laps. He's trying to pass Hemrick.
2 former winners here.
Trying to keep an eye on Brandon Jones. He's 18th. Didn't qualify very well, but he's won here before. And how could you pass up a junior motorsports car at 15-1? Especially with a driver who's won here before. Custer looks strong. Custer's had speed in every race so far this season. He hasn't had the luck. So maybe today's Custer's day.
Something I always see too with these Xfinity cars.
Kyle Busch has gained 13 spots.
On their right side. They don't like when there's a car right next to them. They rely a lot on side force. And when you get a car right on your door, that inside car loses all their side force and gets really loose, particularly into the corner, especially like this part of the corner here as you enter turn 3 like Kyle was there. If you get someone just door to door, that's kind of asking for trouble.
Nemechek under Hemrick. Hemrick fired off good early, but he might be starting to fade. Allgaier and Nemechek have passed him now.
To the 4th position, dives around.
Josh Berry right behind him, passing Chandler Smith. I think Berry will be good here. This is his kind of racetrack. Hopefully Berry will improve in the 9 car this week and next on the Cup Series. I know that was bad last week at Vegas for Josh, but I wouldn't have asked more of him, honestly.
across the dog.
driving a top of car he's never been in before.
Especially from the speed department. He has a lot of speed. Car goes fast. He's able to maintain good track position throughout the races and get a good finish. So, you know,
Ryan Truex already outshining Joe Graff Jr. because Truex is in the 19 this week.
Figuring it out at the big leagues.
Well, and what's
Look at Josh Berry. He's going to pass Sammy and Chandler at the same time. You go, Josh. Well, he got by the 18. He didn't get deep enough into the corner to pass the 16. Ooh, Josh. And they're 3 wide off of turn 2. This for 6th place. TJ spotting for Josh Berry. TJ's back this week. TJ Majors, he was sick. Las Vegas race weekend. Custer's almost got a 2-second lead out front.
It's not a fun ride or enjoyable at all.
Physically is painful, you mean.
It's brutal. Like, you got to adjust your helmet after you go through the whole thing. So you don't want to do it too much. It's not good for you, but it's also not real good for your race car either.
Hey, Cole Custer had 6 laps led in 6 starts at Phoenix entering today. He's led the first 10 this afternoon. Here's what they're saying on team radio.
Sieg dropped out of the top 10 early in the race. That battle from 5th to about 9th place is pretty crazy, and we got a battle for 2nd here. One of my bets. He's good here.
In the center of the corner, especially in turns 1 and 2. So I'm interested to see how Cole Custer's car continues through the long run. Right now, everything's rosy, right? You don't have any traffic to work through, and you don't have any issues with you know, the air on the front of the car. So he's running the traditional left front tire on the yellow line and has some clear sailing and running good lap times.
That's not a surprise, though. You know, Cole Custer, you know, good race car driver, has some Cup experience now running Xfinity. To me, he's the favorite to win this championship this year. And him running up front, getting poles, leading laps, not surprising at all.
Yeah, we go back 2 weeks. I mean, we were in Fontana. We had a front row seat for him winning both stages before he had cut a tire down and finished deep in the field. They continue to go back and forth for 2nd.
Damn, there was almost a wreck. That's where the 91 got that tire rub. Kyle Busch and the 74 were going by him. Chandler Smith almost wrecked off of 2, looking like me playing Heat earlier today. By the way, I might stream more of that later. I didn't stream today. Me and Dylan about an hour ago got on NASCAR Heat. We raced at Phoenix and Pocono. I was like, I'm not going to bother streaming because the Xfinity race is coming, but we got a couple of races. Later, we hope to play more, and I'll stream it. You guys got to go back and watch that Talladega finish from the stream yesterday if you didn't see it. Me and Dylan raced at Talladega. It was the last race of last night's NASCAR stream. Got to go watch it. Just watch the final lap. Let's just say I'm glad the start-finish line at Talladega is down towards turn 1. Hey, look, it's that useless Tony chick from Arca. Couldn't drive her way out of a fucking paper bag. Gotta love models who pretend to be race car drivers for clout. No real changes in the top 10. Well, Josh Berry's dropped a couple spots. Hemrick's back to 7th. Riley Herbst moving forward. Herbst is up to 6th. Custer is just dogging everybody. And we're back.
So greedy. I mean, I want a little bit of this, I want a little bit of that.
Kyle Busch is 14th. He's already passed one of my bets because Brandon Jones is 15th.
And you have options here. And I think as we go through this race in 3 and 4, we're already starting to see the cars move up the racetrack, looking for grip, because this is a racetrack that you just have to understand that you can drive the car with the pedals. You can manipulate the car with where you're on the racetrack with the brake pedal and the throttle pedal and partial throttle and up the racetrack in the middle. So you have a ton of options.
Daniel Hemrick 7th right now. Regan, what's up there?
Well, enemy slid back a little bit since the start of the race. Right now, that car started very tight, and now it's going free, meaning the back of it wants to slide. But keep an eye on him as this
I like number 45, Honeyman, out of Glendale, Arizona.
When they get to the 3rd stage, they've lost the handle on it. They want to do a better job today of keeping up with the racetrack and keeping up with the handle on that car. Josh?
This is an update on Josh Berry in the 8th car. Started off 7th, hasn't really been able to make much ground so far. So the back end of that car is just scary and loose. So we need some rear security to help him out. But the team reassuring him on the radio, just keep doing what you're doing. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, and here's your driver that's managing a lot, right? I mean, he found out last Friday he's going to be filling in for Chase Elliott, drove the 9 car at Las Vegas, his 3rd Cup start, double duty this weekend. So running back and forth between the 2 garages, 2 totally different race cars, that's a big adjustment for a driver that doesn't have tons of experience. Middle point, stage 1, what are your observations from the
Look at the big hole in the front of John Hunter Nemechek's car. They're just now noticing that. Is that not a big fucking hole in the front of the 20? Or a dent? Sammy Smith's getting good the longer they run here.
Yeah, that's something, as a driver, you want to know that information as quickly as possible. So, as soon as someone's able to move up and find speed, you want to know that. How are they making speed? How high are they? I don't want to go too high. I don't want to get up in the marbles and slide into the fence. But if there's grip there, I want to mess with that and try to figure out how can I make my race car go faster and hang with the leaders like Sheldon Creed's doing right now.
Let's go back outside the top 10. Mention the fact we're at the midway point of the opening stage, and Kyle Busch is already up to 14th. Now, the advantage he had on the sticker tires pretty much gone right now, right? But he is putting himself in position to pounce, especially if he can get to the top 10 before the end of the stage.
Well,
Hemrick is struggling. I had high hopes for Hemrick today, qualifying 3rd at the one racetrack he's been able to win at. I don't think Hemrick's going to get a top 10 finish in the stage. He's got Chandler Smith and Josh Berry breathing down his neck. Kyle Busch, was that slight damage on the right front, or am I crazy? Not slowing him down. Well, maybe it is. I just point out how he's got to 14th and he hasn't really gone forward. Brandon Jones is 13th now. He passed Kyle Busch. I think Kyle Busch has a little bit of damage that might be hurting him. I can't tell if I'm crazy or not. No, it's right front. And they won't fucking zoom in on it.
He's won here 11 times. That's one of the reasons that the coach, Joe Gibbs, has been to victory lane here on 15 different occasions.
What happened during qualifying to John Hunter's car? I mean, obviously they fixed it, but that was fucking with me. I never watch practice or qualifying anymore. I watched like 30 minutes of pre-race to get me caught up on everything I need to know, and then I watch the races. Oh, car in the wall hard. It's Honeyman.
That's not good.
Got the rear bumper hanging off. Great paint scheme. Love that car. That might have inspired me to change my paint scheme in Heat 5. Stay tuned for that later.
Yeah, based upon what that looks like, I'm going to bet that the rear end slid out a little bit. And
Ooh, that's going to be a yellow. You got to put it out on that one. Oh, somebody hit it. Who hit that?
Where'd it go? There it is.
Caution's out.
And it comes out with 16.
Somebody almost pulled a NASCAR Thunder 03 there and got a flat tire.
Pit road, and we could have opened the door for some strategy here.
Some strategery.
Of guys that might try to flip the stage.
I mean,
Had about a 30-lap run there.
You can. I don't think it's the race wouldn't move by using your tires up right now, but I'd say if you're
guys who need to do something different, Kyle Busch.
This is an opportunity for you to.
I would say Brandon Jones, Daniel Hemrick struggling now.
I don't know if you're going to drive all the way to the front with 16 to go, but I think you'll get some stage points probably, and then you're going to have to stay out and hopefully not fall back further than where you are right now if you were to make this call. I'm going to have to be pretty far back in the pack to want to put tires on right now.
Most crew chiefs told me you would only do it in stage 1. You can't compromise the give up into stage 2 and into that final stage, which can be a really long run. So if it happens, likely it would happen in this scenario. And I would also say,
I still want to find the video of the NASCAR official going out on the track and acting like he's picking up debris, but he's not picking up anything.
Time remaining for someone to take the gamble. But having said that, you look at it, we got 35 cars on the lead lap, so there's a lot of teams that would be in a position to give it a shot.
Yeah, and the damage is already done here, but you can see the damage over on the right side of the bumper. So there's either been contact with a car.
You know, for a second, the 38, Joe Graff, his car looked like Custer. I was like, did Custer hit that when it first happened? But I was like, nah, it couldn't have been. But their cars looked similar when he was flying by at regular speed.
And moved from Phoenix to North Carolina to further his racing career. So he's managing a lot. High school student during the week, racing on the weekends, and it just got away from him there.
Yeah, and that's the fine line that Joey is talking about. You can see that black strip of resin in PJ1 that's been there for a while. They actually didn't treat it this time around in 1 and 2. So that is just previous grip that has been up there, but it's really hard to see how dirty it is. You just know that you start feeling your way up there, and sometimes you get.
So if John Hunter wins, there's going to be a great story behind that race win diecast, is what you're saying.
Piles up right between there and the fence, and it's just got to get blown off, and you don't want to be the first one.
Pit road is open. Pit entrance is off of turn 2.
Pit road's open. Any takers?
And most everybody going to bypass the
Everybody
pit
stayed
lane.
out.
No one flipping the stage. Logano, you ought to be a crew chief.
Well, I don't know if you know that.
Let me stand up. Man, I am tired. I think Custer's going to get his season on track real soon, if not today.
But I'll play one on TV. Here's stock up, stock down in the Xfinity Series. Great start to the year for Hill, Nemechek, and Allgaier. I mean, look at those average finishes and the wins and stage wins. Other side of the table, this trio.
Well, I think for the first three, obviously that's how you want to start the year, and it's always better to not be in a hole because it just carries that momentum through the first half of the season. But I think as you look at Cole Custer, what do you think, Joey?
If you're gonna buy a stock, you want to buy it when it's down. That's Cole Custer. I'm telling you, he's gonna be in the championship 4. That's my.
I'm with Joey. I think Custer's basically a lock for the Final Four this season. He's got to be. They just got to start being able to finish races and have a little better luck. They've obviously got speed. He's just here to make Riley Hurst look dumb. Although give Herbst credit, he's having a solid day. But he's always going to be 2 steps behind Custer. It's kind of like Austin Dillon with Kyle Busch in the Cup Series. He's always going to at least be 2 steps behind him.
There are a few things that they have to work through in order to get the details of the situation exactly how they want them. So,
10 to go in the stage when they get the green.
They have the speed as they've shown so far today.
First restart of the day. Custer once again takes the inside lane. 10 to go, stage 1.
Stacking up in the restart zone just a little. Good launch for Custer. Sammy Smith on the second row on the inside following him.
Sammy Smith,
Ooh.
goes inside.
Ooh. Good God. Chandler Smith going way down on the apron in the middle of 1 and 2. 3 wide for 4th.
Chandler Smith making it 3 wide in the 16.
Look at the racing going on mid-pack. Oh.
Kyle Busch in the top 10 for the first time today. Allgaier into second around the outside of Sammy Smith.
Good restart. He could be in the top 10 to end the stage. He's 10th right now.
Well, we see Justin Allgaier moving up the racetrack right there, and I think that's one thing that's a little bit of a disadvantage when you are the leader.
Allgaier firing off good on this short run. He wasn't so good earlier in the race. He had a bad first couple laps, and that really put him too far back behind Custer for the whole run, but he's got speed all of a sudden. Loose, though, a little loose through 4, just a little. But carries a run off the corner to get back to the bumper of Custer. I think if he didn't get loose there, he could have passed him. Custer glued to the bottom. Allgaier running the top. About a lane up. Here we go. Nice run off of 2. Custer got a little loose.
That's the toughest call on top of the spotter stand, as we saw earlier from the view up top. It's hard to see exactly where that.
And suddenly Allgaier's really fast. He's got the lead. And he runs up off the bottom to make it happen. So that caution's probably going to cost Custer the stage win. We'll see if he can do anything to get the lead back. But he seems pretty committed to the bottom, and the speed is clearly going to be on the top. The longer this race goes on, the top's going to be the way to go. And that's line. I think that line's just going to move up and up and up, especially in turns 1 and 2. Ooh, whoa, spinner, Josh Berry. Save it. Don't hit him. Hold it. Lock her down. We're going to have an even shorter run to the stage end.
Second caution of the day. He was running 8th when he went for a slide.
You see him going down into turn 3.
You get any help? Oh, he got some help. Old Chandler Smith.
Chandler Smith.
Might have driven in a little too hard there.
The guy in there pretty high. I don't know if he was going for the middle lane and
looked like you, Joey.
Go to the bottom. They ran right in the back of him, Kevin. That's pretty much what happened, though.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's hard to see it, and it's hard to tell right there.
I think Chandler Smith really overestimated how well his car was going to turn there.
You get in there hard. There are some bumps over the swells that Chandler could have locked up the left front tire because he hit him pretty good.
That's a direct hit.
Now, I'll go back to it, but strategy-wise, with 15 to go, caution comes out. Going to get a restart with 10 to go. We all agree probably not going to see him on pit road. Maybe a little bit of a different.
That spin might actually be a good thing for Josh Berry.
To the finish, maybe like a lap or 2. Let's listen in on the 16 radio after the most recent incident.
Pit road's open. I see a lot of cars pitting.
He thought his teammate was going to ship him. I don't think that was going to happen.
Nemechek, Austin Hill, Sam Mayer, Brandon Jones, Ryan Truex, Caswell, a lot of cars pitted. Look at, they wrote Supra in marker on the patch on the nose of John Hunter's car. Is that a Supra? Well, it says it is. Hey, Ozzy.
Update on the 18 of Sammy Smith saying his car's pretty good right now. He fired off 3, definitely 3 into 3, so they're going to try and get him something to help him out there.
You got some drivers giving up some really good track position to come down pit road, get tires. They undoubtedly will stay out when the caution flies at the end of the stage, and then they will cycle to the front when all these other drivers decide to make a pit stop.
What do you think about that, Joseph?
I like this call.
Yeah.
I like it too. Like I said, it could work out pretty well for Josh Berry.
Put some tires on it. We're going to go back green with, what, 2 to go? Maybe?
Yeah.
And so you have 2 laps on your tires. I mean, you're going to have a bit of a disadvantage, but you're going to be pretty far back.
I would say even, I mean, when we go green here, you're not going to go a lap down. Don't even fire off. I mean, well, I guess you're racing other guys for those positions once we cycle through. So
I think you got to run.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you're right.
And I'm not sure how many. It looked like a lot of cars pitted there. They still might be able to get some points.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, come up
That's
there.
a lot newer tires. 42 laps on the other tire.
Big time.
That's a whole big deal.
Coleman?
Yeah, this choose right here is going to be very interesting. Justin Allgaier took the lead from the top side, but it was 2 laps after the restart. Cole Custer got cleared on the bottom lane, and even Sammy Smith almost cleared for second. It's going to be interesting to see which lane Justin takes here. I would think the bottom's going to prevail.
Well, he didn't do that.
Allgaier on the top, Custer on the bottom, and then Creed and Sammy Smith on the second row.
Probably one at the bottom there, but it is how he just got the lead. He's driving the car. He probably knows more than us at the moment.
I feel like watching this race back from the fall, early restarts, inside lane. The later the race went, start seeing the control car jump to the outside.
Well, I think some of it might have to do with that car on the right side of you and trying to control where you're at on the racetrack, you know, because if Cole goes below onto the apron, Justin can be on the yellow line, and then he's in control of Cole if he can just stay side by side, because that car on the inside just gets so light.
He's definitely got to chase him down there.
Yes.
To where he does that 0 does not clear the 7. And then the other piece of this is those guys on tires back there. They're going to be passing some cars.
They're going to pass a bunch of them.
Well, before the choose, John Hunter Nemechek was 16. So he's got to pass just, 5 or 6 guys. That means taking the inside lane here. Maybe 7 to get to a stage point on those fresher tires. 2 to go. Outside lane. Allgaier.
Great launch for Allgaier. Custer Custer almost got turned by Sheldon Creed. Almost. They're 3 wide per second. Allgaier got a great jump and didn't even have to go on the apron to get away. Because the 2 and the 0 got hung up, and Custer almost spun again. He almost wrecked again. Look at Kyle Busch. Oh, they're 4 wide. They're going to crash. Oh, God, they're 4 wide down the back. Herbst top, then Custer, then Smith, then Kyle Busch. Busch backs out of it. They're coming to 1 to go. Are they going to survive? Allgaier, Creed, and Sammy Smith get away clean.
When you get the track this wide, it's really, the resin has really helped this racetrack.
Look at Nemechek. I mean, he's up to 7. And
Custer is really struggling in the center of the corner. That's where his car started to fall off when Allgaier ran him down the previous little short run they had. So this stage can't end fast enough. Custer looked like he had everything on lockdown, but started getting bad in the center of the corner, and it was killing him on exit. Allgaier wins stage 1. Do I get any money for that? Allgaier, Creed, Sammy Smith, Riley Herbst 4th, Hemrick 5th, Custer drops to 6th. And there's going to be a lot of cars stay out here and cycle to the front. And I'm thirsty, so I'll be right back. All right, come on. Good God, Oz. Like I said, I'll be right back. I'm thirsty. So I've got a couple of Powerade Zeros, but a few more Gatorades. The temptation is to just guzzle the Powerades, but I should drink the Gatorades first. We all know the Powerades are better. If our pal Southern Cowboy from the other night's NASCAR Heat Stream will get on and play with us, might do some road course races today. I think I have a car on each strategy here because Allgaier stayed out and won the stage. I think Brandon Jones is one of the ones that pitted.
All line as they take on Great Britain.
I appreciate the extra bets this weekend. I got to think long and hard about my bets for tomorrow.
Opening stage is complete. In Phoenix Raceway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, Justin Allgaier able to get the win, looking for his third win here at the 1 mile track in the desert, the place that will host the championship race when we come back later this year. And he's off to a hot start in 2023 with 3 consecutive...
Look at Elliott Sadler's big dumb face. Didn't think you get to see Elliott Sadler's face on the broadcast today, did you?
That had started the year red hot.
Well, that's pretty neat. Apparently, they didn't have HD pictures from 2005 that they could put up here, so I'm glad that's the case. But
I heard the stupid cartoon drawings of the NASCAR drivers is going away. Denny Hamlin said on his podcast this week that Fox had a photo shoot where they took new pictures of all the drivers. They had everybody come in and take pictures. So hopefully those dumbass cartoon drawings will be a thing of the past.
Second, and second. I'm sure you were fun to live with back then.
Yep, I see all the cars that pitted stayed out, and all the cars that haven't pitted yet come in. These cautions fell at really weird times.
Complaining about that race car being too loose, using the number system. He's a 4 loose in turns 1 and 2, and a 5 and 6 loose in turns 3 and 4. That's a lot. The 2 cars, Sheldon Creed, just a little bit too loose in and off of the corners, but he needs it to turn the middle a little bit more, so they're going to work on both those. Josh?
Well, Riley Hurts in the 98 looking to keep that top 10 streak going. Right now having a little bit of issues with the turn, but they're going to stay with it.
So who knows what this running order is going to look like. How did Cup qualifying go? No fucking clue. I didn't watch it. I couldn't tell you shit.
These are scheduled stops at the end of our opening stage, and keeping in mind there were some drivers that pitted there just prior to the stage ending, so they will cycle to the front on those older tires. Among them, Sam Mayer, who finished the best of that group.
Yeah, Sam Mayer was the best car of the cars that previously pitted, so Mayer will be up front.
Sam, this is Kevin Harvick up in the Fox booth. You've got the premier starting spot for this restart with some good strategy from your team. Tell us how your car has been, and tell us what you're thinking as far as lane choice and what
Is that a Supra?
in turn 1 on this next restart.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of craziness here on this restart because there's probably about 5 cars on 4-lap older tires with some stickers coming, so you're definitely going to see a lot of 3-4-1 racing here for the first 5 rows. And Our car's pretty good. I think our artillery Camaro has a lot of turn, that's for sure. We're definitely a little bit on the free side, but I know Barty Lidley on the box is going to get me hooked up for this next little stint here.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck, and we'll be watching.
I appreciate you guys. Have fun in the booth.
Man, this kid's electric. 19 years old from Wisconsin. Ended the race at Daytona on his lid. Back-to-back top 7 finishes the last 2 weeks and looking good today. The fans are out in full force here in Phoenix.
Good for them. Be right back. I'm thirsty again. Larson got the pole. Oh, what? Fucking Hendrick cars are fast everywhere, Michael. They're going to stink it up. They were strong in 2021. 2022 brought the pack back together with the new car, and now Hendrick's got this one figured out, and they're going to kick everybody's ass again. Because, good God, they even figured out how to qualify now. Eric Jones break his last game and now qualified top 10. Oh, wow. But bloody good for them. So up front, it's going to be Sam Mayer and John Hunter Nemechek. Winner Nemechek's got a fast car. Austin Hill, Jeb Burton, Brandon Jones, one of my bets, 5th. Jeremy Clements, Cascarella, Ryan Truex, Brett Moffitt, Josh Williams, Kyle Weatherman. Good God. What a group we got in that top 15 now. This Stage 2 is going to be wild. I think John Hunter is going to be the best car in Stage 2 because he's going to have a big gap from the cars like Allgaier and Custer. Oh, Custer ran over equipment.
With that right front tire locked up so that the tire changer can focus on those lug nuts as quick as possible. But you see the tire changer waving his arm right there. I think it went over the hose because Cole got into the box too deep. With the back
and Custer falling apart.
Way
fell off at the end of the stage, made a mistake on pit road.
That stayed out to finish the stage, that just pitted, they're going to restart from 20th on back.
20th on back. Sammy Smith and 20th is the first car on fresh tires.
So they're on older tires.
And the older tires that are in front of them are only about 4 laps older.
Let's listen to the 00.
Yeah, this racetrack in itself is very unique because the pit boxes are almost polished, and it's really easy to slide the tires into the pit box. But like Cole said right there, you could see the back of the car starting to slide to the left, and then all 4 tires were locked up.
And that's where those 6, once they lock up, you're kind of along for the ride.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look out!
It's like you're on a wet road.
Look at some of these drivers in the top 10. Jeff Burton's up there. Jeremy Clements, Kaz Gralla, Ryan Truex.
I think John Hunter's going to take over this stage unless Sam Mayer's got something we don't know he's got yet. Nemechek got a better restart, and he wasn't even the control car. A lot of strange cars up here now.
Haven't said Brandon Jones' name much today, but here he is in the 9.
Brandon Jones won here before, driving a JRM car today, and that team he's driving for finished top 3 here the last 3 times they've been to Phoenix. Nemechek takes the lead. Moffitt spins mid-pack. Somehow nobody touches him. Caution's out. Jesus Christ.
That's unfortunate because here's a driver that played the strategy, got the track position. This is a team.
Well, he ain't got it no more.
Impressive early in the season.
Nah, Moffitt just wanted to pwn the libs and spin out on purpose and drive back through the field to show him how easy it is, right? Got chopped a little. He was loose under the 51, but the 51 came down a little bit. Oh, he almost hooked Kligerman.
He was being scored 11 when he went for a slide. This is close. Turn 4. Ooh. Yeah, Greg Galding missed.
Cars going by Moffitt on both sides.
Smithley drove high to get around him. Did you see him, Rick?
Yeah, see the donut on the door right there where it looked like the 51 car just didn't really realize there was 2 cars below him and just barely made contact.
Hey, Sammy Smith from 19th to 14th.
And back to commercial we go. Because these fuckers can't keep their shit straight for more than a lap. Tough scene. Not a talkative bunch, are we? Just chilling, eh? That's cool. Kind of can't wait for this race to be over. I got some graham crackers I've been saving. Want to watch TV and eat some fucking graham crackers and take a nap. Oh yeah, no, for you poor bastards that work Mondays, spring forward. Sucks to be you guys.
You want a glimpse behind the scenes of what these drivers are really like. But
Lame.
Joey's always got that little grin, doesn't he?
Man, you can really tell what the drivers are really like when they're walking on a set trying to look intimidating.
And then it turns to complete intensity. He's talking trash.
I was just hanging out, and it's like, Kevin's frustrated. Now he's saying something about a karma train probably, and
Blame it on your spotter.
now I got to deal with.
I blame it on your spotter.
Look, Blaney made the promo 2 weeks in a row. You just wait till Chase gets back.
Starting 15th and 16th, you share row
It'll be 5
8.
Chase Elliott's when he gets back.
3 o'clock Eastern time on Fox, or the Fox Sports app. We look forward to that tomorrow. And hope. Should I stand in between you two? Do I need to separate you, or are we gonna?
We get along now.
Okay,
Everything's
fine.
good. Yeah. We weren't even in that promo. We weren't even actually next to each other. That's the amazing TV work Fox does.
That's a fun day, though.
It is fun.
It was a cool set.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how long it took to put that set up.
It's impressive. All right, let's do the choose here, and keep in mind as we work our way through varying strategies on tires. John Hunter Nemechek is leading this thing. Does he go low or high?
Goes low.
Nemechek inside, Sam Mayer outside,
Like
Hill inside, Jeb Burton outside.
Sammy Smith's car.
Can't believe Jeb Burton ran a lap and stayed in the top 5. It's crazy.
I think John Hunter obviously knew that his car worked really well on the bottom, and if you can keep the car on the bottom, you just have less distance to travel through 1 and 2.
And remember, you still got those guys on newer tires. Now, it might be a cycle on their tires too. That might help the guys on the little bit older tires. But those guys, 2 green flag laps less. The guys that pitted at the end of the first stage there, compared to the guys that tried to flip the stage 2 laps before the end of the stage. So you got some varying strategies here. It's only 2 laps newer tires. I still like the strategy that those guys did when they flipped the stage with only 2 laps on their tires.
But hey, they're gaining ground on it. I mean, last restart to begin the stage, they were 20th on back. Now they're 15th on back. Those drivers on fresher tires, so could get pretty aggressive here early as it did the last time around. Just over 25 laps to go. Stage number 2, Nemechek and Mayer.
Look at how far back the 26 is lagging behind there in like 9th place. He was just backing up that bottom line so far.
Hill, 2 wins this year, making some noise in the 21.
Austin Hill into 2nd.
Jeb Burton in the 27.
Ryan Truex trying to get there too, but Jeb's got to run off the corner. Couldn't tell if he was going to tuck in behind the one or clean the one out. He tucked in behind him. Good defensive driving there by Hill into turn 3 to get in front of Mayer.
So much going on. It's hard to
They made it a little further that time, a full lap. Nobody's spun yet.
Josh Berry.
And remember when I said it was going to work out for Josh Berry spinning when he did? He's 6th place now.
Heart rate at only 140 on a restart. I thought it would be up like 170, something like that. Berry goes by after his spin. They've been able to bounce back from problems the last 2 weeks for top 5s. And
My God, 2 laps complete under green.
He really benefited from that strategy flip to overcome the spin that he had earlier. And I think as you go and look at what that did to the whole field, it really changed the whole complexion of who the leaders are at the front of this race and who's controlling the race, because this stage is short.
This for 4th. Jeb Burton's got it in the 27. Ryan Truex, first of 6 starts in the 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing, driving by to take the 5th position. Make it the 4th spot on track.
God.
Restart's always interesting, Coleman.
Thought Truex's car was going to flip when he hit the transition from the track to the apron. Well, I had John Hunter picked as the best car up here at the front of the guys on these strategies. My man Brandon Jones just ain't got shit today, does he? And Allgaier's on a terrible strategy, so.
Sammy Smith gave up some ground, trying to get it back across the dog leg.
Well, we heard Daniel Hemmick. We heard their pit report.
Daniel Hemmick.
Daniel Hemmick. How loose his car was. And obviously they've made some adjustments to that car, and he's been able to make some ground and good choices on the restarts to put himself in a better position.
Hey, give a call behind him. Kyle Weatherman doing a nice job. 11th, was top 20 last week in his first start for Our Motorsports, and was top 15 here last year driving for Jesse Awuji. So I love what that kid brings to the table and getting it done again today.
going back to what Kevin's saying about the 11 car, Daniel Hemrick, his car may not be the best handling, but he put himself in a better spot because he had a good restart. That's how important these restarts are these days. Is if you can have a good one, at least you can survive a little bit and keep some track position in hopes that you can keep making your car better on each pit stop. That's the driver's job, right? That you got to maximize every opportunity you got to try to maintain the track position you got to where your car can get fixed up.
Talk about those drivers that pitted at lap 50, having to make up some ground here in the second stage. Kyle Busch third in that group. He's now scored 12.
What's the weather like at the track today? I didn't even pay attention to that in the pre-race. Oh, we got a wreck.
And we're going to get our fifth
24 hard in the wall.
Connor Mozak in the 24.
Hard in the wall. Lap 69, nice.
Driving the second entry for Sam Hunt Racing.
Yeah, the left side of that car's fucking just destroyed.
For that team, he was running 20th when he had his problem.
And we'll have another restart, more opportunities for guys like Sammy Smith to make more ground and get back to the front. He made it up to 9th.
Away from him, it ends up falling way down the speed charts. He knew he was going to have to work hard to get to the front today, and it made his way into the top 20, and now this.
Aussie boy.
Look off in the distance, see if you can pick it up.
Yeah, Fox, I'll look real hard.
Yeah, you see him. It looks like he may got
Damn.
somebody.
Who's that just... Ooh, who's that?
In the 98 car.
Well, who the fuck was that was with him? Oh, Josh Williams.
92's Josh Williams sliding to miss him.
What a save by Josh Williams. He got a little bit of damage.
You go down in there and you're too close to the car, like Joey's touched on so many times, and the back of that car just sails out so easy as you're trying to turn an arc down into the corner.
Justin Allgaier, winner of stage 1. They make the pit stop, lose the track position. He's back to 14th right now.
Balance is pretty good right there, but man, this is frustrating.
Yeah, they fucked you on the strategy, but you had to take the stage win. Allgaier.
Some of these guys just don't know how to drive, man. It's just super frustrating.
I like how his crew just like, I'm sorry I put you back there. I didn't mean to.
Well, and that's really what these restarts open up to do. Like, it's how brave do you want to be? How low do you want to go? How high do you want to go? And I think as we've talked about early today is the restarts are so much of an opportunity to gain track position and kind of that low-hanging fruit, especially if you have a car that's easy or drives better through 1 and 2 to be able to make up those positions, because some guys are on defense and some cars are on offense, and if you're the offensive car, you want to get as much as you can.
Well, what do you do, Kevin? So if you're Justin Allgaier, you got a very fast race car, right? It's one thing we talked about Daniel Hemrick being aggressive on a restart. Well, his race car's not real good. He has to be aggressive. But if you're Justin Allgaier, your car's really fast. It won the first stage. It's capable of really doing some good things and winning the race. You don't want to risk your car too much and throw away a chance of winning, knowing that you're still going to have a long run car, right?
Yeah, I think you have to be, as Ken Schrader used to say, you have to be cautiously aggressive, and try to put yourself in what you think is the best lane on the restart in order to put you in the best position when you get through 1 and 2 to try to lose as little as possible, minimize the damage, because you know you can drive by them once they get strung out. It's just trying to get through this hornet's nest on the restarts for the first couple laps.
That's probably where you hear Justin.
Track position is key, obviously, but if they could get a long run going, which it doesn't appear they're going to anytime soon.
So he's on one side of the strategy. On the other side, I mentioned...
Because not only do we have rapid-fire cautions here, but we've got scheduled yellows as well.
Second right now, let's get to know a little bit more about the 28-year-old out of Winston, Georgia.
First car I owned was when I was 16. I had a Chevrolet Camaro and had a lot of speeding tickets in it, so we got rid of that thing fairly quick. Something that people would probably be surprised to hear about is I'm very into 90s country. I love all the women, country music, the Shania Twains and those types. I'll jam out in the car in them. I'll do it all the time.
Well, I saw somebody the other day talk about how Austin Hill is so fucking dull and boring, so you don't really like him, but there's no reason to hate him. I just think he's boring. Very talented, though. Just another dull-ass race car driver, though.
the 90s and country music? Neither. I want to hear
surprising.
I want to hear him sing.
Well, I don't know if we want to do that.
I want to see Kyle Busch's golf swing, and I want to hear Austin Hill sing. Maybe Austin Hill can sing to Kyle while he's trying to swing the golf ball. I don't know.
Shut up.
Josh, what do you have?
Yeah, well, you guys are
Stupid
talking
ass
singing.
laugh.
The biggest thing Austin Hill needs right now is just to be able to charge the entry on 3. He needs more security there. His team's telling him on 3, that's where he's getting beat. So he could use some help for now, but until he can get back in and pit, he's going to have to work a little bit harder, guys.
Well, he's got a couple choices. You know, you can not arc the corner as much. We talked earlier about the bumps into turn 3. You can straighten that entry out, or you can try to put some front brake in your car in order to keep the back from swinging around.
I mean, if he just turns the tunes up, everything's going to be all right anyway, right?
Start humming.
Put Shania Twain on.
Yeah.
That's apparently who he likes.
Crank some Shania on the restart and let it fly.
A whole new Crank It Up segment.
I wish they'd shut the fuck up in the booth. Unfortunately, it's their job to talk, and they're doing a bad job at it.
I've only had one.
In your life?
My life.
How many have you gotten out of? Because you're Kevin Hart.
Only one that I remember.
How about you, Lagana?
Yeah.
Well, that must mean he's had a lot.
Oh. I'm not that bad.
And not that bad.
I'm pretty decent on the road. I'll say I'm decent. I've gotten...
Oh, by the way, I heard Austin Cindric did a great job in the booth for the ARCA race last night, but I don't watch ARCA because I don't watch special needs auto racing. So, but I heard Austin Cindric made a lap 69 joke just like me, and I heard he was very enthusiastic. So, good for Cindric.
Oh, you're saying you get out of it more. Oh, no, it was not like that for me. I've slowed down is what I'm saying on the streets.
And if I said 5, I'd bet the under on that. Restart, 16 to go in the stage. This time, Austin Hill on the front row with John Hunter Nemechek. It's Mayer behind the 20.
Mayer, not with a good restart, able to stay with John Hunter.
Austin Hill to the outside of Nemechek. He got a great restart that time. I like that line that Austin Hill's got. And they cut away from the lead. They're door to door. Thank you, Fox. There they are. Battle for the lead right in front of what you guys were showing. Leaning on each other a little bit.
Austin Hill has so much of that RCR mentality.
Ryan Truex third. Sammy Smith fourth. Uh-oh. John Hunter went below the line before the start-finish line. So the 20's got to do a pass-through under green in the next 3 laps. So that's going to give this race over to Austin Hill, and I think Sammy Smith behind him has the next best car of everybody in the top 10. I think it goes Hill and then Sammy Smith. And other than that, I think they're in a class of their own. Maybe Truex.
Until you get to the start-finish line, and you see he just misjudged it by a little bit. And a lot of times that penalty is called on maybe
The 20's not passing through this time. He remains out front.
It's an easy call.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
Trying to catch a quick caution here, and I don't blame him. There's been a lot of quick cautions the last little bit.
You can't go below the yellow line before the start-finish line, and that's just something that I think we, especially here, when you want to get to the bottom of the racetrack so fast to defend, cut the dog leg, that sometimes you just lose track of it.
Just kind of a mental error, really. I mean, is that what it is?
It is, but it's super easy to do.
Why do they even bother painting a yellow line around that part of the track when nobody runs on that part of the track? They all just go down the apron. Teammates for second. Nemechek made his pass-through penalty this lap. Sammy Smith, second place. Clears Truex. Though. Not quite clear. I thought he was.
Barry back in the mix. We talked about him after a spin. They use a little strategy. He's in the top 5. Mayer is there, and Kyle Busch up to 6th.
I've really been impressed with Sammy Smith. I think he's done a good job the first several weeks of the season here. He's run ARCA straight to the Xfinity Series and managed the season very well.
Allgaier's still not even in the top 10.
Racing at the front, and sometimes that experience is hard to come
He's
by.
working on it, though.
Race at the front. He's getting to race at the front of the pack and learn how to race for it.
But it's a struggle.
Absolutely. I mean, he's going to make mistakes. He's a kid. You know what I mean?
And that's why he's here.
That's what this is for. He's in a great race car, like you said.
Ooh. Oh, Parker Kligerman ran out of space there. They were almost 4 wide.
Justin Allgaier was the fastest car on the racetrack in the first stage. trying to get his way back up there, right? His competition.
Yeah, I like the way Austin Hill drives a car. He's just very dull.
Same situation. He got all the way to second.
That's 13th on back. By the way, John Hunter Nemechek made his pit stop. He did not lose a lap. That is significant.
Nemechek didn't lose a lap on the pass through. That's good. There's side by side with 9 to go on the stage. At least we're getting to see it, I guess. But damn, all these cautions and they're still having to do a commercial break. Josh Berry 4th. Kyle Busch is 6th. He's grinding it out. Been stuck in a lot of traffic today from pretty much the green flag. Custer still struggling. Custer is 17th. And Sammy Smith is running down Austin Hill, I think. He's got 7 laps this time to do it. And the big yellow Liberty thing made me think there was a yellow. And Josh Berry has spun again. Ooh, God. And we have another caution. And we have a caution. What the hell happened there? Didn't hit anything again.
We had 4 cautions for the entire race. Josh Berry spins for a second time. That's caution number 6. And we know we're going to get another one when the stage ends here in a few
Maybe time to flip the strategies again. Maybe. Got a little help from his teammate.
That's his teammate.
Sam Mayer, a little quick back into the gas, quicker than Berry, and just tapped him, spun him out.
Yeah, there was a couple laps before that where I saw Sam get into the back of Josh over here in turns 3 and 4, and I didn't really think of anything of it. But
well, at least the Junior Motorsports cars have decided to start beating up on each other instead of Tyler Reddick.
Things that make you go,
There's no bump drafting at Phoenix.
Why would you spin your own teammate there, no matter how frustrated you are?
would agree with that.
Now, hey, I want to go back.
If that was intentional.
John Hunter Nemechek stayed on the lead.
You could have put him in the fucking wall.
So now,
Flip the stage again. Flip the strategy. Yep.
Some games and
I'd be pitting this time.
Maybe a lot of people pit. We'll see what happens this late in the stage. But flipping the stage becomes a real viable option for them to try to regain some of the track position after that penalty, depending on what everybody else.
All these cautions, all these cars on the lead lap. Track position's even more important.
Say you go green with what, 4 to go?
Yeah,
3 to go.
3 to go.
Yeah,
Probably
at best.
It went pretty bad for everybody who didn't pit last time.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot pit. I think.
He's 37th. And right in front
Nemechek did stay on the lead lap.
36. Crazy. Never would have believed those two would be that deep in the running order with 5 to go in stage 2.
Well, to your point with the strategy here for John Hunter, I think you just do the opposite.
Right.
You know, if they all pit here, stay out. Maybe have a little fresher tires. Maybe that adds up to something. I think you just do the opposite.
I thought he was going to win a stage, and now scratching their head and trying to figure out what's next. Pit road's open, and there goes the idea of him flipping.
Everybody pitted.
Because everybody's coming here, Regan.
Adam, it is absolutely busy down here right now. The 19 of Ryan Truex.
How wide Phoenix pit road is.
He just needs a little bit of turn in the middle of the corner so he can get to the gas pedal a little sooner, make the straightaway longer. And the one car is Sam Mayer. He came on the radio, said he felt like his teammate of the 8 car checked up in front of him. That race car right now is fast. He just can't pass anyone because he's too loose off. Josh?
Well, 21 of Austin Hill, he's been battling the same issue all day long, just a little too loose in the center. So they're going to try and tighten him up. As far as the 18 of Sammy Smith, they came on the radio and said they really didn't want this caution, didn't want to have to give up the track position, but they chose to pit anyway, guys.
The race off pit road, and boy, are we going to have a fun restart to end stage 2. Well, we already had to race there, but I will say, Justin Allgaier elects to stay.
Allgaier stayed out? Well, jeez. I don't understand that at all. Well, I guess they might as well try to get the stage win. They're going to be like between 10th and 14th anyway. If they just stay on the same strategy as everybody, I don't know.
Well, you know, we had a lot of caution-filled restarts here and old tire restarts. It's interesting. Sammy Smith made the most gain up with those new tires. He did so.
Yeah, Sammy Smith's got a strong car.
All the way up against the inside wall through 1 and 2. Right here, it looks like he's probably going to restart around row 3 or 4. I expect him to take the bottom, get down there really far, try to clear as many people off of 2, and I think he's going to have a shot here to get the stage win still.
Let's check in with 7-team radio. Staying out, they will be the race leader when we return to the green flag.
I know track position is important, but trust me when I tell you I'll get it back for you. Yeah, it's important. I'll take the stage points. We got a long way to go here, buddy, and you got a really good race car. We just got to keep our heads through it, okay? Yes, sir.
Now, I will say this. They're going to lose a ton of track position here, but you could get your second stage win of the day. It's another playoff point. That's 10 more points. And we're not even halfway yet, so there is a long way to go. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, and it's going to be really tough.
78 stayed. Alfredo and Clements stayed out. That Bailey Curry stayed out as well. Yeah. So Allgaier, Alfredo, Clements, Bailey Curry, Gray Gaulding. So Allgaier's got like a 4-car cushion to make 2 laps here, or less if there's a yellow. So.
That's what they went for. A total points move right here. I believe they gave it away their chance to win.
Yeah, I'm with Joey. I'm not going to win any money today. But they weren't going to win anyway. They were just stuck where they were. Might as well steal a stage.
And those days, Austin Hill was 6th before the choose, and he was the first one off of pit road. So we'll see what kind of ground he can make up. He chooses the inside lane, so he'll restart in the.
I think Austin Hill's going to win the stage. Don't go below the yellow line for the start-finish line. They all stay above it. And here's Hill and Hemrick down to the bottom. They almost hook. Hemrick really aggressive, pushing the issue. They're 4 wide. Hemrick drives down to the fucking inside wall. And that's going to really help Allgaier create a little bit of a gap. And the 78 still in second. So Hemrick and Austin Hill really hurt each other there, trying to be the first car through. 1 to go in the stage. Still green. Okay, Hill might get 1 clean lap here to get to Allgaier. Is it going to be enough? He's finally clear of the field, and they're in the middle of 1 and 2 now. Hill closes the gap off of 2. I don't think he's going to have enough to get there. Although Allgaier goes a little wide in the corner. Hill's obviously quicker, but runs out of time. Allgaier sweeps the stages, but that's not going to win me any money.
Well, that's what you hope, right? If you're going to take the gamble of staying out and losing all the track position, you better go win the stage, because that's what you put all in for, right? To get the stage point and the playoff point.
Allgaier having a good day, but
having an okay day, but yeah, they were fucked either way. At least now they got something to show for it. Slow down, chat. You're talking too much. I can't possibly keep up with this. Whoa. Did I just see a KFC commercial that they bringing back the double down? Ooh. Tell me I just saw that. Hold on. Guys. This is a momentous occasion. KFC has brought back the Double Down. I can start trying to eat there again. Holy shit. KFC did something right. You know, I never pay attention to commercials, but I'm glad I caught that one. No SmackDown spoilers, Fox. I haven't watched it yet.
Looking forward to SmackDown.
Hey, there's a guy in that Macho Man shirt. I got the same shirt, bro.
Look like they're ready to go in the ring. Tag team champions of the world right there. Yeah, they got those Macho.
I love when people that don't know wrestling try to make jokes about wrestling.
The stage points for the day. Justin Allgaier, best of the bunch. 8th time in his career that he swept both stages. 5 times he's failed to go on and win the race. And we know
Allgaier swept the stages 5 times and failed to win the race 5 times.
You go from
well, it's going to be 6 today.
Into the final stage of the race, right?
I mean, it's definitely it's a points play, right? And there's nothing wrong with this strategy. You know, he's going for a ton of stage points. He has 2 playoff points that he can put in the bank. He knows he has that, right? That the risk is where you're going to finish at the end of this thing. But either way, he's getting 2 playoff points. If he could do that every race, you'd have a really good season. So it's not a bad day no matter what from this point for him.
Pit road, kind of a lonely place, Josh.
It is right now. Let's get an update on the 78 of Anthony Alfredo, one of those guys that decided to stay out during the caution. Got some much-needed stage points, 5 points on the day, running 6 when he came in for that break. And then getting to the 7 of Justin Allgaier, another guy that stayed out during the caution, but it paid off, sweeping stages 1 and 2. And now he said, we're giving up the track position, but I get to do what I want to do, and that's being aggressive the rest of the race.
I'll say this, you go to the last couple of weeks at the pit road, the tie loose wheel, had the pit road unscheduled, and Fontana lost a lap, came back, finished top 3. Restart violation last week, comes back to finish 2nd. So Allgaier's been doing this the last couple of weeks. And Sammy Smith, a bunch of stage points today, 15 of them, and he's going to be 3rd in line when we do the choose here, Joey.
Let's dial up Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith, Joe Logano in the Fox booth. You got us?
Yeah, 10-4, got you guys.
Hey man, we've had a fun time watching you. It looks like your car is really fast. It fires off really good. We've been talking about how you've been going all the way to the bottom, especially with those newer tires. How's that hot rod feeling?
Yeah, my Toyota Supra is really good. Hopefully we get some long green flag runs. I think we're really good in the long run here. So hopefully we can keep this up and we'll get ourselves a win.
Well, you got yourself some track position now. And you can see the front. Seems like you've been battling to get track position most of the day. So good luck.
10-4, thank you.
18 years old from Johnston, Iowa. Moved to North Carolina. He's a high school senior, taking classes online. Lives.
Whoa, that motherfucker's still in high school. Way to make me feel old at 29. The Discount Tire commercial is still the best racing sponsor commercial I've seen in 20 years. Okay, maybe not 20 years, but a long fucking time. Man, when are you guys going to stop talking? It's too much. Now watch stage 3 go green to the end. You know, the part of the race where they should actually be racing harder and driving like idiots. But it's always the part of the race where they calm down.
Here with round 4 of the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Phoenix Raceway. Austin Hill, the race leader. We have had so much strategy in this race.
So much strategery.
7 cautions already as we get set for the final stage. And a lot of conversation on 16 radio. Chandler Smith, 12th, as we get ready for the choose here.
Hey, Chandler. I mean, there's a real motor in that car. Not like one of them boat motors you drove in the truck. So you'll be fine. We'll talk about the water temperature on Monday. I know it's very frustrating. You'll get back up there.
I think Austin Hill or Sammy Smith is going to win this race, but Kyle Busch is sitting there in 4th. He hasn't really had a chance to show if he has any muscle today. He's been in a lot of traffic. Custer just barely in the top 10. We know he's fast. But I think Hill or Sammy Smith has this race. But a lot of things can change. We've had a lot of cautions, and that shakes things up. But if this goes green, I think the 18 is going to be the car to beat.
Look for Sam Mayer to be one of the first guys to push the resin in turns 1 and 2. Right before that contact with Josh Berry, he was really starting to work it in and working the pull-down lane. I'd look for him to be one of the first guys to start making that resin work and trying to make a run to the front here.
His teammate, Justin Allgaier, as we know, sold out, won the stage, going to restart 30th. We've had a lot of cautions today. He probably is going to need some well-timed cautions throughout the final stage if he's going to get to the front. Kyle Busch up there in the mix. Austin Hill.
Here we go. Kyle Busch and Austin Hill almost crashed. Look at Kyle Busch. Oh, man. He heard me saying, I think the 18 or the 21 is going to win. I was like, but I don't know. What does Kyle Busch have? He's got the lead, but I think Hemrick's going to carry a big run off the top unless Kyle can block it. Hemrick just got to Kyle's outside, just barely. Kyle clears him into 3. The 18 sends it into the bottom. Kyle Busch is dead. He's loose off of 4, but he's going to lead the lap. Can't believe he and the 21 didn't crash.
He said, I'll give me some of Kyle Busch. Sammy Smith in the 18. Austin Hill fighting back, and Daniel Hemrick right there.
What a battle. 18's just too good, though. You see how much he rolled the bottom there? And that doesn't get easier as the race goes on. The top is where you want to be. And Kyle's showing it right now. Kyle Busch is a lane and a half up off the bottom, but he's a little loose off the corner, and the 18 gets back to him. Kyle's good everywhere until they get to corner exit of 4, and he's like a little loose. Now he moves up, but the 18 just rolls the center, clears him by a mile off of 2. So Kyle Busch made his play, but the 18 is clearly just a better car. John Hunter's back in the top 10 after his penalty earlier. And moving forward.
He's driving his race car and trying to manipulate it as much as he can. The 18 is doing a great job, but his car is handling much better naturally.
No car runs the bottom and rolls through the center of the corner better than Sammy Smith. Thank you for the cup odds. I'll have to study those intently before tomorrow.
Makes the pass through, stays on the lead lap, and here he is fighting for a position inside the top 5. We look at our Toyota top performers, and there've been some problems today for that group, but boy, they're fighting through them and making something happen.
How did John Hunter get all the way back up? I missed this somewhere, all these restarts, but he must have had some amazing restarts. Because remember, he had that restart violation. He went almost down a lap.
He had an amazing restart there.
Yeah, that was a little too amazing. He's come all the way back up here. It's pretty impressive run back through the field in a short amount of time.
No doubt. Because now you got over 90 laps to go in this race.
Yeah, and those are the things that you have to do in order to win a championship.
Custer 8th. I'm keeping an eye on Custer, and I'm keeping an eye on John Hunter. John Hunter's going for 6th place. Now he's going for 5th.
They have good race cars and able to make passes and make their way back forward.
And as a driver, if you're the one that made the mistake, you better make up for it, right? And I think there's a little extra motivation there for John Hunter.
On board, Casbrala, this is the Toyota onboard camera, bottom left, heart rate monitor, and he's pacing at 160 plus beats per minute.
Well, it's getting hotter inside those race cars, and that heart rate is starting to maintain a little bit higher than what it was earlier today.
Grala's 14th. Top 5, Sammy Smith, Kyle Busch, Daniel Hemrick, Austin
Chandler Smith's going to claim another one.
We step aside.
Oh, if he doesn't spin himself out. Ooh.
This is side-by-side break.
He better go side-by-side. Damn, they've barely been back racing. Trying to watch this and enjoy this. Chandler Smith's really loose trying to pass cars on the bottom. His car's just not handling well. It's obviously fast, but they've missed the handling on that. I think Kyle Busch is overachieving today. I'm not surprised, though, that he made a run for the lead. I think Kyle has like a 6th to 10th place car, and he's running 2nd with it. You think Larson at 4-1 is too low? Oh boy, 3 wide here down the front stretch. Wonder if there's still time for Custer to have a say in this. Hill and Hemrick for 3rd. They're 2.5 seconds behind the leader.
For the NASCAR Xfinity Series in Avondale, Arizona. We're live at Phoenix Raceway with Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano. I'm Adam Alexander, your race leader. 18-year-old Sammy Smith driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. Top 10 run here last year in November. And by far and away, having his best run of his young career here today. You look at what Joe Gibbs Racing has been able to do in the Xfinity Series at Phoenix. truly remarkable. The 15 wins are the most all time. One shy of what they've done at Texas. 16 wins at Texas Motor Speedway, the most by any.
We don't care. Can you show the race?
Single racetrack, but the laps led
Instead of a big Joe Gibbs racing graphic?
on and on.
Thank you. There's a race going on.
And then you look at the last 5 years.
Sammy Smith's still only about a second ahead of Kyle Busch. Well, it grew a little bit there off of 4. Went up 2/10. Hill in third's 3 seconds back.
Kyle Busch in 19. Brandon Jones got it done in 20. In fact, the 2020 win by Brandon Jones, a 1-2-3 for Joe Gibbs Racing. Hemrick wins the championship here in 2021. Ty Gibbs did it, of course, when we were here in November. And I'm going to tell you what, it's remarkable what they've been able to do at this racetrack with so many different drivers.
Well, the thing that I love about the Joe Gibbs Racing Xfinity program is the fact that
trash on the grill of Kyle Busch's car.
Because the equipment
He picked up 2/10 that last lap, it looks like, on the ticker.
So for a kid like Sammy Smith, you know that it's you against you.
And gives it back.
In order to make yourself
Every time they get to the exit of a corner, whatever he gains, he gives it back.
That's right. Like that. You better go out there and find a way to be successful.
Joey, you won 7 times in the 18. Kyle Busch is second. He, of course, won in the 18. So did Daniel Hemrick, who's up there in the top 5. What's up with our race leader, Josh?
Yeah, just an update on the mindset of Sammy Smith right now. He asked the team, do I need to change lines right now? And they said, no, keep running the same line you're running. You're doing fine. He said, the 10 behind you and Kyle Busch, he's going to use up his stuff. Just keep hitting your marks. And by the way, he's been going about 95%, so they told him to save his stuff. That's what he's been doing right now, Coleman.
Yeah, let's hope he is saving his stuff. You know, Kyle Busch is really starting to chip away at that lead. Seems like over the last 2 laps since those comments were made, Sammy Smith picked it up a little bit. My question to Kevin and Joey in the booth, how quick do you want a young driver like that who's really never had no experience of moving around, trying to find that extra speed?
Kyle's lost half a second this last 2 laps, it looks like, and still trash on the grill of that car. Hasn't caught any lappers yet to get that off.
Grind away on what's working. And if I were on the pit box or in the spotter stand of Sammy Smith, I'd tell him to quit splitting the apron down there. Because I would tell him to try to get work on the right sides of the car on the apron so that you don't get that big gap with the splitter underneath the car at the entry of the corner. Go across the apron and then try to go back to partial throttle and run the right side.
John Hunter Nemechek is 5th.
I think right now,
and he's already just behind Hemrick, who's in 4th.
He was 3/10 faster than Kyle the lap before.
Allgaier's up to 15th. If you want to look further back to somebody that you know has a good car, just isn't going to have the time or the track position to do anything about it.
Keep doing you. Now, when they start catching it, that's when, you know, it start moving around before he.
You know, Michael, Christopher Bell might be the bet tomorrow.
Reeling them in, you know, a 10th or 2 laps.
Christopher Bell might be one of mine. I'll have to let you know.
See if it's working. Be ready to move up the racetrack because you're going to most likely have to play defense. And if you can play defense and more,
you're going to need a Chevrolet. If you're betting on like 2 or 3 cars, 2 of those 3 better be Chevrolets.
I still look at moving up the racetrack as a crutch.
Yeah.
If your car will work with the left side tires on the yellow line here, you're in a better position than the guys that are moving all over the racetrack.
Let's go to Regan. Update on Sheldon Creed.
And the 2 cars, Sheldon Creed, of course, very good early on in this race. Not as good right now, and perhaps a frustrated driver behind the wheel.
Sheldon Creed's really loose off exit. That's what the bad cars are doing. They're just loose off the corner. And like Harvick said, it's a crutch. When you have to move up and be more stable to run in the top, that's a crutch. You're better off being like the 18 who can run the bottom.
As a driver, and it took me a long time to learn that pushing that radio button and you know, saying things that feel like they're the right thing to say sometimes make everybody else more frustrated. So Sheldon's a little bit frustrated in the car, and you know, I think you know, looking for something that'll make his car better. But the sun has come out, and the track conditions are changing. The cars are all around the racetrack, and really, you know, the thing that they need to settle him down and do is, hey, let's look around on the racetrack.
Still trash on the grill of the 10 car.
Let's move up higher. Let's move down lower.
And he's fallen back into the clutches of Austin Hill.
This race has different personalities, stage 1, stage 2, versus what you see in the final stage.
Sammy Smith's lead gets bigger.
And we saw that with all the cautions in the first 2 stages, both 45 laps. Now you get to the final stage, it's almost like everybody hits the reset button, calms down, and you play the long game, realizing that you got to make it to the checkered flag.
And Austin Hill's into second. Kyle trying to get that trash off the grill. Still glued to it.
As we head down the road in this final stage.
And you see right there on the front nose of the number 10, Kyle Busch, they have some garbage on the grill there. And, you know, he lost a spot to Austin Hill. You wonder. Yeah, they're talking about it. He must be overheating.
Right now.
If he gave up that spot to try to clean off his grill.
It didn't work.
It was not successful on cleaning his grill off. The fact that he can stay that close to the 21 tells me he's probably done this on purpose, and he's trying really hard to get as close as he possibly can to the back of the 21.
Ooh, he caught the 21.
Yeah,
there it goes. You see Kyle waving his hand out the window when he got the trash off the grill. That's awesome. Kyle Busch took the time going to a corner to be like, woo, and pump his hand out the window when he got the trash off the grill. That's funny. And he still looks fast. I kind of underestimated Kyle.
Still has some strength in it, for sure. But doing that, look how far back he is from the leader of Sammy Smith now, right? He's 3.6 seconds back now.
And look who's in fourth. I mean, what a day for John Hunter Nemechek. They had an issue in practice. You see the tape on the nose. Hit another car. They weren't sure how they would qualify, but he's able to, you know, put it up there in the top 5 in qualifying. Had a good race car, and, you know, a lot of give and take with the strategy, but then got the lead, had the restart penalty. Somehow did not lose a lap. And they really have not played strategy to get the track position back. I mean, he just got a fast car, and he's passed a lot of people today.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the recovery that they've had so far, they got to be proud of what they got. Talk about a rough day. You have damage in practice. You get a restart violation, and you motor back through the field. Like, he didn't do it on tire strategy and doing anything besides a fast race car.
But you said it, Kevin. If you're going to win a championship, these are the kinds of days you have to weather the storm. They have done it. Sammy Smith, his teammate.
Sammy Smith, Austin Hill, Kyle Busch, John Hunter Nemechek, Sam Mayer. 73 to go. They're real strung out now. Still going to have to pit one more time. At least one more time. Kyle Busch gave up second to get the trash off the grill and wasn't able to get it back. Kyle Busch still loose off the corner. That's definitely not getting any better. Won't be long till Nemechek catches him. How about Kyle Weatherman running 11th? He's side by side with Brandon Jones right now. Is that a 3-car battle for 11th with Jones and Ryan Truex? Kyle Weatherman in the 0-2 running really well. And he stayed there all day. Holds off the 9. He's holding off a Junior Motorsports car and a Gibbs car. 6-9 to go. Nice. And I just saw that in that Xfinity commercial, they showed Allgaier winning Darlington last year. Where the fuck's my damn Allgaier shirt? Can't find it. I love that shirt. I'm a sucker for damn. I guess I'd rather be buying $30 t-shirts at the track instead of a $100 124 diecast car. So maybe I should focus on getting shirts if I just have to buy something at the racetrack. We'll find out next week if I can stop myself from spending any money unnecessarily. I always go in hopes high that I'm not going to do that. And my stupid ass ends up buying shit anyway.
Quarter of our Xfinity Series race here.
Dog leg. It says dog leg on the wall there. You like that?
We look at our top 10. And we got 3 teenagers, now 2 up there.
Can you believe Kyle Busch is only 37 and he's been in Cup for coming up on 20 years?
This is pretty impressive.
And he's only 37.
Come to the forefront in this series.
I never thought I'd see the day that Kyle Busch was the old guy.
Yes. 37, that's a big number, right?
37?
The old guy putting it on the edge here a little bit.
Wow, that's a black screen, Fox.
Believe me, it
Oh, there we go. I was to believe me, it happened. Kyle ran back down Austin Hill, and then, what do you know, loose off of 4, brushed the wall.
That's pretty good contact.
Yeah, that was pretty significant.
There a little bit.
You heard Kyle Busch throw Joey Logano under the bus again yesterday in the media center. They were asking Kyle what did he think about the extra wide restart box. He said all that did was let Joey Logano rake the field at Fontana, so no, it's not a good thing. And I was like, wow. Kyle Busch with Joey Logano is like Bret Hart with Goldberg. Any reason he can just bury him or talk shit about him, he'll do it.
They're trying to help them get better. They know that Phoenix is one of their weaknesses, is one of their weaker racetracks. And we talked at the top of the show how this is going to be the most important race for 14.
They are 50 laps in on tires in this run, the top 10. Allgaier's tires are 9 laps fresher, but he's 13th. Well off the leader.
Hey, we were on board there with Riley
Like
Hurst.
10
He's
plus
had a good
seconds
day.
off the
Looking for
leader.
Another top 10 finish. Been top 10 every race so far.
Definitely a race for second on back if it goes green all the way. Sam Mayer passing John Hunter for 4th. Maybe John Hunter burned his stuff up. He had a fast car, but he's starting to fade now late in the run. Sun is out. It's brighter and sunnier than it's been all day. I wonder if that's going to change anything here, especially over in 1 and 2 and going into 3.
This has been a pretty good track for him.
Track temps are always going to be crazy cool in the middle of turn 4 and through the dog
The
leg.
biggest thing that we talked with Riley about is, okay, we're running 6 today, so how do we finish somewhere around 6th in order to maximize our day? If you have a 5th place car, let's finish 5th. And being able to achieve that.
I'm excited to be going to a racetrack next week. Next week is the earliest in the season I've ever gone to a Cup race.
And getting the finishes that you have in the car that particular week.
Last year was the earliest with Martinsville. This year we're beating it with Atlanta.
Great entry stability and center turn to be able to pack air on the car in front of him trying to make the pass as the caution comes out.
Caution with 62 to go.
And the
What
window
happened?
is now open to go the distance.
Gray Galding in the wall in turn 1 and stopped.
Gray Galding, the reason for the caution in the 08, driving for Bobby.
We have a caution. That was a long run.
One set of tires left. You're in your window. No brainer. You come down and pit here, and pit stop's going to be enormous.
Huge, absolutely huge and enormous.
I mean, this is your last
As big as my hands, believe me.
61 laps to go.
You think you stay? And save them.
I think if you're the leaders, you probably come, but I don't know. I mean,
You got a pit here.
A little gamble here. Maybe you can get 30 laps on your tires.
2 tires.
Caution with 25 or 30 laps to go, and you got one.
Gray Galding's shaking up. He must have hit the wall pretty hard. Car doesn't look that damaged, but he must have just smacked it with the right side.
You see the AMR safety team getting to Gray Galding.
Catching his breath.
You can tell by his body language that was a really, really hard hit.
Yeah, and that's got all
Ryan
the
Truex
makings
fell all the way back to
right front tires
15th that
on the lot,
run.
so
Weatherman is 11th still.
knocked the
In
breath
front of
out and
3 JRM cars and a Gibbs car.
hit the fence, but a lot of times what happens here is the right front tire.
Nemechek really needed that caution. He was falling off bad.
As you get deep into a run.
There he is coming into the screen. He's already into the wall there, but we're carrying a lot of speed there into turn 1. And while you don't see the full impact of the hit, you know that's one that take your breath away. Good to see Gray out of the car, helmet off, and walking under his own power to the ambulance, and he'll have to go. The safety truck actually is going to take him to the infield care center. So we'll see if any strategy plays out here, and who might be willing to roll the dice, save a set of tires, and hope for a late caution. That the problem is, and typically we get long green flag runs to end this thing. If you elect to stay out and save tires, and you don't get the caution, woo, it's going to be a long run. But hey, there are some drivers that would be in position maybe to take that shot with so many on the lead lap.
Well, the other hard part here, hard part here is the fact
Easy
that
for you to
track
say.
position is important in order to get going, and the restarts wind up being so crazy.
It ain't Saturday, a doubleheader, trucks and Xfinity,
There, it's hard to make
so I can stream that because I'm not going to
you
the
get one
racetrack
thing
until
that
Sunday
only
morning.
cars that is on its own strategy. That's what Kevin's saying here. Like, if you get a caution, the perfect time caution, and there's 25, 30 laps to go, and you're the only one with a fresh set of tires, that all sounds well.
I need to put the racetrack's address on my Google Maps and see exactly how far it is from here.
As you think it is, right? There's a lot of cars.
Hampton's a little
right?
past Atlanta, if I'm not
Maybe
mistaken.
the field splits or something like that. Then, if you're the leader of that strategy,
But you can get to Atlanta pretty quick.
And the teams will have all this data down on the pit boxes and back at the shops, and they'll have a reference sheet to say, okay, 9 times out of 10 the race goes to the end of the from here to the end, or this race has a lot of cautions at the end, and sometimes you just got to play the statistics that you have from the past races.
Either way, it's a gamble here.
Either way,
right? It's a risky call no matter what you do. There's no guarantee. This is the final set of tires.
Hey, as we ride around, some pretty good stories from 11th on back, and we've hit him a couple of times today, but Kyle Weatherman having a nice afternoon in 11th, second straight week he's been driving that 02 for Our Motorsports. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, top 15 driving.
Pit road's still not open.
Last year for Jesse Awuji, so it's impressive what Weatherman's doing, and I feel like this kid over.
And even still, if this race goes green from here, it would still be the longest they've run on a set of tires by a little bit. That last run was over 50 laps. This would still be over 50.
Put them behind the 8 ball, but this caution helps tighten things up. Good pit stop, and they will return themselves to the conversation of having an opportunity.
It's not over for Allgaier yet. It's a long shot. They got to be perfect on. They got to be better than perfect on pit road. He's got to be better than perfect on his restarts. He's probably got to catch another caution or two. So it's not over for him yet. But damn, the 18 car's good. And the 20 falls off on a long run. So.
And right behind him, Parker Kligerman. They had a brake issue wreck in qualifying, had to go to a backup, and the turnaround time today was like 2.5 hours. I went down in the garage between qualifying and a race, and they were thrashing, working hard to get the backup ready. A backup that probably they thought they'd never race because of 3 consecutive weeks on the West Coast. They've got him in position now for a top 15, so a great effort by Patrick Donahue and everyone at Big Machine Racing. 58 to go. Pit road is open. Let's see how it plays out. Here they come, Regan.
Well, in the 10-car, Kyle Busch, as he always is, very detailed on exactly what he wants for the race car and what the car is doing everywhere. Right now, he said the right sides just give up too quick. There's no longevity in that race car. It turns good for 15 laps and then quits turning for him, so he needs help with that. The 1 car is Sam Mayer. No changes for him. He says the car is good, just a little snug in the center, meaning a little tight in the center. He wants to leave that alone, though, Josh.
Well, the 18 of Sammy Smith led 40 laps so far. Looking for that first career win. In order to do that, he needs a little more drive up in terms of the 21 of Austin Hill. Looking for his 3rd win in the first 4 races. He just needs a little more rear security if he's able to catch.
That's a black screen again, Fox.
Race off pit road, and we said how big pit road could be in this.
Well, you didn't show us.
And the first out here is going to be Austin Hill.
Okay, Austin Hill won the race off pit road. Glad we didn't get to see it. Austin Hill first, Kyle Busch second, Sammy Smith drops to 3rd, John Hunter up to 4th, Riley Herbst top 5. The big losers there were Smith, Mayer, and Chandler Smith. But the 21 wins the race off pit road, Kyle Busch second. This will be interesting. Fox was like, and the race off pit road is so important that we're not going to show it. haven't started looking at the weather for Hampton, Georgia next weekend. I always try to wait till about Wednesday before the race at the earliest, but I'm hoping for good cool weather with no rain because it's a day trip for us. I guess I haven't told Dylan my backup plan is if it rains, we will drive like maybe a little less than halfway back and find a motel or something. If he's cool with that, I think he will be. Because obviously you won't be able to get a good hotel for a good price near the track, but if you come a little ways back, you can find a little place. I wouldn't want to drive all the way back. It's, like I said, it's a quick drive, but it's a lot of miles. It's only quick because it's a straight road, basically, from here to Atlanta. You know that fucking car crank up outside? I was like, what the fuck? There's late 80s Chevrolet Cup. They're showing the NASCAR media group ad thing with all the different race cars. That black Dale Earnhardt car, you can tell it's from like 88, 89. Looks so cool.
Regulars to win 2 times in the first 3 races. It's only happened on a few occasions. Sam R did it mid-80s. 1995, Chad Lill, who's now with NASCAR, got it done. Austin Hill joined the group.
Hey, you guys see Jesse Little is the race director for the Truck Series. He was last week at Vegas.
Austin Hill leading here today. Just over 50 laps to go. He's one of our 8 different leaders, Austin Hill is. That ties a Phoenix record. There has been a lot of give and take.
All right, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch on the previous run was better than the 21. He was just a little too loose. The 18 got way out in front of everybody. Here's an opportunity for Kyle Busch. And Hill's just happy to be in front of that damn 18. Because there was no catching him. So here we go. That very well could have been the money stomp. We'll see how John Hunter recovers. He's serious right now with his fucking lawnmower. Cut your own fucking lawn. Green flag. Hill way down on the apron. Doesn't almost come together with another car that time. Here we go into 1. Ooh, John Hunter pushed up the track. Busch trying to wound it up on the outside and get around Hill. Hill's still ahead, but not totally clear. They're 2 by 2 going into 3. The top 4, put a blanket over them. Kyle Busch on that outside. Will it stick? Will it stick? Kyle Busch leads the lap by nose. As the lawnmower drives right by my window. 3 wide for the lead. 3 wide. Sammy Smith through the middle. What a race. Oh, Sheldon Creed spins mid-pack. Look out. Look out. Woo. Who was the leader when the caution came out? Good luck figuring that out. They were 3 wide when Creed started spinning. They were just coming out of being 3 wide when I saw the 2 car spin. Obviously, you stay out here.
You drivers, sometimes you're like, I swear I was leading, and it's like, well, we go to that last scoring.
Justin Allgaier is 6th. So before the caution, he was 12th. Now he's 6th. Creed just got loose under Custer. They really didn't even come close to touching. He just got loose, or he had a left front going down. God, amazing nobody crashed there.
Look at the 6 car right there. Does a great job not hitting him, but you can see the left rear tire is.
Yeah, they had a left front going down.
A lot of times there was probably contact somewhere before that to cut that tire down.
Here's what's tough: you come down and get tires.
Look at
but
Truex.
You don't have any, so you just put on, some stickers from earlier in the race. I mean, he hates that he spun from 8th. He really hates that he's not going to be able to do much on those older tires the rest of the race with no track position.
Yeah, that's a real dagger for sure. Hard to recover from that.
Under caution, we'll take a break. 50 laps remaining. Sammy Smith.
Yeah, Michael, it's fucking 6:39 p.m. Homeboy's cutting the grass next door, and he's cutting our back lawn, I guess. I don't know. I don't mind. The noise was irritating. He couldn't hear me bitching, though, because he's on the fucking lawnmower. You heard how loud it was. Does he have headlights on that lawnmower? Michael, I think I still have an outside chance at money. Justin Allgaier, they've got him scored 5th now. And we know he can be competitive with these guys. I said they needed to be perfect on pit road. They were. They needed a good restart. They got it. They needed 1 or 2 cautions. They got one. They're in the top 5. I ain't done yet, bitch. Here it comes back. Although the smell of fresh cut grass is actually very nice, wafting through my window.
Race on the weekends. And
let's go, Allgaier.
It's all about NASCAR Race Hub on FS1, 6 p.m.
That's a blank screen, Fox. There you go.
Looking forward to Monday. David Reagan, America's crew chief Larry Reynolds, and Kevin, you're coming in on Thursday.
Yeah, I just want to see what my character looks like because you look pretty tough.
Yeah, I look tough.
Yeah.
I play a strong game when I'm a car.
Adam Alexander looks like Lex Luthor in that picture.
With Caitlin Vincey and our old buddy Andy Petrie.
It's going to be fun. I can't wait.
It is great, though. I got to say, it's awesome when you guys will come into the studio. You don't get this really anywhere else in sports.
I'd like to think one day when Andy Petrie's old and senile in a retirement home, he'll turn to the person next to him and say, "Don't count that 48 car Jimmy Johnson out. He can still win this championship." Hard lick. That is a testament to the safety of these race cars. I just went through the Andy Petrie catchphrases.
Doing TV. That's something pretty cool that sport does, right? We're racing tomorrow. We just got off the racetrack. And here we are talking about the race. That's pretty neat. We don't see it anymore.
That's pretty neat. Shut up, Joey.
So we need to get you.
I definitely need the reps.
As many chances in front of the camera as we can get you. You know what I mean? Well,
Tell Joey Logano, Dale said shut the fuck up.
I'm looking forward to also
you nerd.
having some time behind the wheel this year to be able to relate to you guys what's actually going on.
Well, and you leave and leave the race car, and it does open the door for a sponsor for someone. So there's this question out there of, who's going to take over and represent Busch. And, Jeffrey Earnhardt made a great play saying,
that is a great play.
You need to be on my
Look at Jeffrey Earnhardt. That's a man.
That is a man's
Look at that fucking fish.
Unbelievable. Look at that.
By the way, he went noodling. And there goes the lawnmower again. Why don't I ask him to come park it in the bedroom and leave it running?
Why not me? I mean, it just kind of matches up.
It does. It does kind of.
Kyle Busch lobbying to get the Busch beer sponsor next year. That's funny. Stuart Haas is in trouble. Stuart Haas cannot afford to lose the Busch beer sponsor. But I think they're gonna.
Here in the last 45 laps or so, Justin Allgaier, who lost all that track position after staying out to win stage 2, He's back up to 5th now, Josh.
Yeah, and they've been talking over the radio over who should get the credit to stay out and get that stage win. We'll take a listen to what they had to say.
Both of you making me look good today. Technically, I made the call to stay out too, so hopefully I'm making myself look good. Yeah, I led you to it though. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Well, I know he's going to go back and watch this broadcast. If he does win this race, he's going to be like, yeah, those guys have no clue what they're talking about. Gotta love a confident driver, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, he said he's doing the whole thing right there. He's calling the race. He's driving the car. Coleman, what do you think?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Justin Allgaier does on this restart. You know, I feel like he's the toughest competition for Sammy Smith for this win. Let's think back to the last time he was on equal strategy. He drove by on the outside of leader Cole Custer to take the win in the first stage. I think a good restart, if he can position himself somewhere around row 3 on the restart, hopefully get to about 3rd place after a lap or 2, he could give Sammy Smith a run for his money here.
And that camera really tells us a lot about Coleman as he's talking. He's like me. He's a handsy guy. He's moving around.
Sammy Smith inside, Kyle Busch outside for the front row. Austin Hill inside, Nemechek outside, 2nd row. Allgaier took outside 3rd row.
I really thought you were going to tell me something that was happening.
So Sammy Smith was the leader at the last scoring loop when Sheldon Creed got spun and brought the caution out.
I really want the audio from when Joey spotted for Coleman.
Oh, man.
Coleman's a good race car driver, and Joey was his spotter at Hickory, and I think that would probably be very entertaining.
I wish we recorded it. Coleman won the fall brawl at Hickory, and I think I was more excited about him winning that race than I was when we won here in Phoenix for the championship. I was screaming and yelling. I was high-fiving all the other spotters. They didn't really care about him winning as much as I did. I was still high-fiving them. We had a good time. All the families were there. It was fun.
There are certain role reversals that work out. That's one, you know, I don't know which end of that I'd want to be on.
I'd be interested to see if Coleman thinks Joey was a good spotter. But anyway.
Spotters be working hard here. 44 to go.
44 to go. Pretty good restart for the 18 and Kyle Busch. It's weird to say the 18 and Kyle Busch. They're usually, you know, we think of them one and the same. Not anymore. Smith, though, on the bottom again, just showing his strength. Right here through the center of the corner on the bottom, lower than almost anybody. Drives away from Kyle Busch. Nemechek's going for 2nd. Allgaier to the bottom underneath Hill. It's going to really hurt his entry. Hill's going to get back in front of him. And they're both washing up the track. And now Allgaier's about to be 3 wide in the middle of Herbst and Josh Berry. And the 18's setting sail.
Busch had to start in the rear. We know how the 17 has played the strategy, and all of them right there. Josh Berry is 5th right now. He's spun a couple of times today, so bouncing back from tough times has been a theme in this race, no doubt.
Allgaier's having a little bit of trouble taking off right here. It looks like his car was a little tighter than he probably would have liked. And he settles in right here. Looks like 6th position, but he had a little bit of trouble taking off there.
And we've talked about it throughout the day. You got to get what you can on these restarts. This just helps you so much later on. Now, yeah, the 7 has a good long-run car, the car capable of winning, but he's going to have to use some tire trying to get around these guys, right? He's going to have to abuse his car pretty hard.
Yeah, I think Allgaier's stuck right where he's going to be now. Going to need another yellow. Going to have to pick him off here, get up to about 3rd or 4th, and then catch another yellow to have any chance. If not, it's the Sammy Smith show. Austin Hill's really good at getting in the way right now. I think Berry and Allgaier are a little better than him. Berry's just loose off of 2 there. Josh Berry's tired of getting run into. They have a wet weather package for Phoenix Raceway now, by the way. Any track a mile or less or a road course. We're going to see an oval rain race one of these days. Harvick says, I hope I'm watching the first time they race on an oval in the rain.
So you hope it doesn't happen this year.
Cole Custer never recovered. He's 10th. He has been permanently 8th to 12th since the end of stage 1.
I think so.
Where'd the speed in this 8 car come from? He's 4th. Ahead of Hill, ahead of Allgaier. Just behind Kyle Busch for 3rd.
38 laps to go.
I mean, Josh Berry has passed the 21 car.
And Sammy Smith led laps a couple of weeks ago in Fontana, and then had a restart where things didn't go his way. Ended up finishing 19th. Last week was good again, but had a problem getting to pit road under green, was speeding, ends up 17th. Today he's led 55 laps, and it's a real coming out party for the driver out of Iowa that's been so impressive with speed, just unable to put it all together. But today he is really doing some positive things.
And I feel like he's become better every restart. And,
Allgaier's starting to struggle now for some reason. Just got passed by Chandler Smith and Riley Herbst.
So he's learning and gotten better.
Definitely the smarter. You saw that move right before the last caution. He was 3 wide for the lead.
Here comes the lawnmower back. It's louder than the fucking race. How many passes do you need to make to cut this fucking yard, bro? Remember about a year or two ago, we had a neighbor across the street. He would occasionally cut the grass of his house and a couple of the houses around him. You know, just bored, being nice or whatever. My grandparents were annoyed that he cut our grass. He cut it too short. It'll grow back. Jesus. I was like, so the fuck what? He cut it short. That means it'll be a little longer before we have to cut it again. He cut it too short. It's like, fuck off. You know, let him cut it.
And I feel like Daniel Hemrick's car it hasn't looked very good all day, other than they've done a great job on pit road. He's done a great job on the restarts, and that's kind of what you have to do to minimize the damage when your car is not doing good. But I think that they have overachieved.
Boy, I whiffed so bad on the bets today. Again. Wish I could have got some of that Sammy Smith money.
Described as very loose earlier. I don't know where it's still at, but it's obviously still not where he wants it.
Although his last name is Smith, if he does let Chandler, he'll blow this late. We'll see.
The details are what help you survive. But when you get a long run, that's when it's a telltale sign of
Oh,
where you really
Kyle Weatherman made his first mistake of the day. Ran into Jeb Burton. Oh, he might get the dog fuck knocked out of you. Is this dude fucking serious with this lawnmower? It feels like he's been running over the same spots of grass for the last 35 minutes. I don't want to shut my window.
You see the 2 there.
He's coming back, guys. He was driving straight this way when I peeked out the curtain.
Scuffs on older tires maybe older than everybody else's tires still. You put on your last set of tires, you spin out, you got nothing left but old scuffs that he's hanging on.
Shut the window.
32 to go. Smith, Nemechek, Busch, Berry, Austin Hill.
32 to go. 2.5 second lead for Sammy Smith. I don't care how many cautions come out. I don't see anybody beating him. Unless they get if there's another caution in the next 10 laps, they all come to pit road again. They have another crappy stop. But even then, he'd have to lose probably 6 or 8 spots to even be knocked out of contention. Don't see that happening. He's out there cutting the fuck out of that grass at 7 o'clock at night in the dark. Oh, we got a caution. Anthony Alfredo has spun with 30 to go. Caution's out. I think you pit now. I think everybody's got, one set of tires left? Maybe a set of scuffs and a fresh set, I think. I'd say you pit here. It's been enough laps. Sammy Smith was 18 to 1. God damn it. Could have won some money. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. That would have been good money too, 18 to 1 on a track like this. For some reason, that guy cutting the grass reminded me of the time me and my sister were home alone at my mom's old house, and we heard a smash through the fucking bedroom window of my mom's house. Like, what the fuck was that? My sister thought I broke something, started yelling at me. I'm like, I didn't fucking do that. These idiots that live next door were hitting golf balls. There was like a path. It wasn't really a path. There was a lot of like grass going up the sides of these houses that were near each other, and they were hitting golf balls, and one of them hit the shit too far right, and it crashed through my mom's bedroom window.
Just talking about how a lot of the cars
fucking morons.
into the corner. I don't think the left rear tire's flat. Nope.
That's okay.
He just spun out.
Well,
They're lucky my mother was not home at the time.
If you say
Alfredo's got a hot sister. Am I going to have to Google Anthony Alfredo's sister? What's her name?
Just in case you forgot, I said earlier that
I told you so.
Hey, you know, this restart.
Couldn't remember if they had a set of tires left or not.
Because you have teammates running 1-2, Sammy Smith, and then John Hunter Nemechek. And we've talked about the challenges today for that 20 team, but boy, have they battled through the rough times. And it all began this morning. Long day for Xfinity teams. Practice, qualifying. And that was Weber that goes high in the 66. Nemechek nowhere to go, wrinkles up the front end. So they kind of had to make their own decal, reminding everyone it is a Toyota Supra. Leading the race in control, restart violation for going below that yellow line, but the pass through he stays on the lead lap, Kevin.
Yeah, that's a major win right there, and for me, I love the fact that they battled back through the field, through the adversity. These are championship style moments, and when we fire off on this restart here, I feel like these are the two best cars on the restart to make turns 1 and 2 the best possible corner. I feel like these two cars fire off the best, so we'll see what happens with that. Regan, what do you have on the 20?
Well, Kevin, keep an eye on John Hunter Nemechek. When we get back going here, about 15 laps ago on the last restart, once they realized they weren't going to catch Sammy Smith and that he was driving away at that moment, they kind of told him to save what he could in the event that we did get this late race caution like this. So
I could have swore they had a set of tires left, because they weren't all pitting under every caution, so I was wrong. Marty Reed moment. So you got what you got. So the 18's going to win. Is basically how it's going to go. Got it made. Unless somebody does something dumb on a restart here.
The brakes being too cold. Right. I don't know when the brake shake started, but a lot of times you have to drive them into the corner hard enough to get the brakes hot. So if he was saving Joey, what would he be doing to save under those laps?
Well, I think that one of the big things is lift early, right? Get your foot off the brake pedal, roll, be smooth, just knock it down a little bit on the speed knob, and that'll help you save a little bit of tire, but most likely I'd say the 18 car is doing the same thing out front and probably managing the gap a little bit as well. I think right now, if I'm John Hunter Nemechek, it's all or nothing on this restart. This is your chance to win. If he can get to the lead, maybe he has enough.
Nah, you ain't gonna hold that 18 off.
To stay in front of the
You have to fuck him over, but he's a teammate. And
you're
not named Ty Gibbs, so you're surely not gonna fuck your teammate over.
For a second, just because they're teammates, they're not gonna race each other hard.
Well, yeah, they're gonna race hard, but within reason.
Guys racing for their careers, it's gonna get big. I think they're gonna race each other really, really hard to try to get that clean air. We're gonna have 24 or so to go. It's coming down to this restart.
They went at it pretty hard a couple of weeks ago in Fontana. Some of that was working together to get debris off the front end of the car, but they did race each other pretty hard there. Here's the choose: Smith low, Nemechek up high.
And oh yeah, Kyle Busch is third.
Do you think he'll make a play here on this restart?
We've already seen him go 3 wide to the bottom, way down there.
Yeah,
what move does Kyle Busch have, and does Josh Berry have something for this?
Because he's done everything.
He looked good early on the last run.
What you're saying, he's thinking, okay, I can get to the bottom of Sammy Smith and put him in a vulnerable position in the dog leg as we go to the bottom by getting a better restart.
I think that they all wash up the racetrack and the seats are going to
that too. And the wild card that we haven't really seen up in the front is Josh Berry, right? We know his car must be pretty good. He's passed the field. I guess this is the third time he's gone through the field. So it'll be interesting to see what his car will do firing off. We know he's aggressive to make a move.
Berry lining up in the second row outside is the wild card, and the wild man is behind him. Chandler Smith, another one to watch. The 16 The rookie has been so fun on these restarts.
It's going to get big.
24 laps to go.
24 laps. 18 gets a good jump. Kyle Busch got to his inside, though. Kyle Busch is really good at this. He can do this on a short run. Oh, 3 wide. Oh, Nemechek going to the wall. Nemechek bounces off the wall, keeps going. Didn't stick. Kyle Busch takes the lead, but he is not clear. Austin Hill into third. They're 4 wide further back. The 18's got it back. Kyle's on the bottom. 18 can run anywhere. He's going to get a nice run here and drive off again. So they're giving Sammy Smith a scare on these restarts for maybe a lap or two, and then he just takes off. Allgaier and Brendan Jones 3 wide in a shitstorm. Kyle Busch like, damn, I wish I was still driving that 18 car today. That'd be nice. Oh, Brandon Jones is going to spin. Brandon Jones is going to save it. He runs into Allgaier and then gets doored. Oh, big wreck, big wreck. Allgaier hard in the wall. Casgralla with him. Allgaier got nailed by Brandon Jones mid-corner. It sent him up the hill. And then, yeah. Well, now they're really glad they took all those stage points and the 2 stage wins. If you can get a 2-lap to go restart, Kyle Busch can beat Sammy Smith, but if not, it's not going to work out.
Like it has the rest of the race. I don't know if the racetrack went through a swing or what happened, but he just did not fire.
Sun was out for a good while. I don't know if that affected anything or not.
Buried in the field and got tore up.
So this starts with Brandon Jones. He's 3 wide. Kligerman, Nemechek drives in the corner, plows into the 7, gets loose, hits him again, sends the 7 up the hill. Then Casgralla hits the gas, doors the 9, coming up off the corner, and then gets hooked across Allgaier.
Yeah, and that was just a.
So I don't know what the fuck Brandon Jones was doing there.
Kind of one of those racing deals.
That was a series of unfortunate events that repeatedly fucked over Justin Allgaier. I thought right here I said Brandon Jones is going to wreck. He's going to wreck. He's going to wreck. He's too loose. But the 7 set him straight. Look at the fucking right front wheel turning right. He's so loose.
Definitely going to be entertaining because the one got one of the 8.
And then Casgralla's just trying to get up off the corner, and they're 4 wide, and they all just come together.
A lot of combo shots happening here.
A lot of CTE in that hit. Oh, wait, it's not a cup car, so Allgaier should be okay. As far as that goes.
We're finding out 11 cautions and some race cars that
a lot of cautions today.
Well, you think it's been aggressive to this point? What are we? We're
all
coming.
Bets are off now,
we're coming to 20 laps to go.
Bam.
I mean, a lot of that is just there's so much going on for everyone around there. You might not know if you're 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide. There's so many.
Gonna have a restart inside of 20 to go.
Tricky, I think, from exiting the corner.
Casgralla's brought that Toyota to pit road.
Parker Kligerman's top 10. Nemechek fell to 11th.
I mean, it's just down now about where it was during the pace laps prior to the race today. We've seen it spike up around 160 a couple of times on those restarts, and when he's racing in. If I
was Allgaier, I'd be pretty pissed off. Getting killed by a teammate. He looks pissed.
I mean, for Allgaier, I mean, obviously a bittersweet day, right? He still got 20 regular season points, which is.
He's like, fuck you, I'm walking to the Kirsten, dude. I'd take the ride. I'm lazy. You know what I need at my store? I need a little cart to drive around my store. It would make stocking a hell of a lot easier. A little tiny golf cart thing. I wish my store was just a little bigger. Get a golf cart in there.
On the way home today,
lighten the load.
Well, we still got 2 playoff points. That's going to carry all the way through the playoffs.
Back here.
All the way through. So,
you know, if I could get that after hours shift, I would ask about that. Can I get a golf cart in here?
Because if he didn't do that, if he didn't get those 2 playoff points and still wrecked, well, then you got nothing.
And this is a race team. I mean, they feel confident they're going to win races. And even though they haven't won yet, when you kind of have in your mind, I'm going to go out and win, it allows you to make some plays like they did today and be aggressive with the strategy and take what the race will give to you.
Well, they played it as confidently as you could possibly play it with staying out, taking the stage wins.
This race is real simple for Sammy Smith. Survive the first lap and a half, 2 laps, and then win the race.
Almost got there. 19 to go. We said it. The best is yet to come. It's been
Kyle Busch is loving these restart opportunities, though.
So this is the young 18-year-old Leland Honeyman
And you know Kyle wants to beat that 18 car more than anything.
One of the 11 cautions, this one for debris. Joe Graff Jr. got a piece of the action in the 38. That 8 car, I feel like he's been sideways more today than he's been in a straight line. Talk, Kevin, about the pit stop woes for Cole Custer, start on the pole. And here's Barry again, this time off the nose of his teammate, Sam Mayer.
Why does that generic rock music sounds like it's being played through a boombox?
For Justin Allgaier winning stage 1 and stage
I hope that's royalty-free music that they're blasting right now.
Today, that gets a pair of stage victories. Sheldon Creed
Sounds like a WCW entrance music deal.
Goes around early portion of the final stage. And what has us under this, the 11th caution, Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier, Kaz Gralla, Brett Moffitt was there.
Enough with the fucking man. It's worse than the fucking lawnmower. Just playing the same fucking riff over and over. Showing highlights of the shit we just saw. Fox, we get it. We just saw it. The in-car camera, Kaz Gralla getting his shit rocked. Good thing he didn't die. That would have been a real awkward onboard camera. That's the risk with their onboard cameras, you know.
Lots going on inside the car there.
I mean, 17 to go. Are you a sitting duck a little bit if you're Sammy Smith?
POV, you're a race car driver taking a drink. You see that? No blurred dashes in the Xfinity Series.
And Kyle, no doubt, is making some observations on how Sammy is handling these situations. If you're a young guy...
The shorter the run, the better Kyle Busch has a chance, but we're still going to need more cautions here. It's going to need to be a 2-lap sprint for Kyle to have a chance.
If you can just get there without getting hit in the door or tearing something up, if they get under you, do exactly what he did. He showed a lot of maturity earlier. Kyle got underneath him. He got to the corner. He got himself in a good position. He got a good run through the corner, and he took the lead back. But you know that they're going to try to dive low. You know that they're going to try to go high. Just get yourself set up so that you can get through the middle of the corner and off the corner solid.
Coleman?
That's what I was going to come to Kevin and Joey and ask him here. Where would you rather have Kyle? Would you rather have him to your inside and race him off a 2? Or would you rather do what you just did? We know statistically speaking, old tire restarts lend a little bit more to the top in these Xfinity cars. What would you guys rather prefer it be, to your inside or to his outside on the restart?
Sammy Smith inside, Kyle Busch outside, Josh Berry outside, Austin Hill inside.
I like the bottom. If he can get a good restart, he can shortcut it. Right, if he can keep himself from someone putting him 3 wide, if he can shortcut the dog leg, get into turn 1, it leaves the slide job available too, right? If you're on the bottom and you can almost clear him and just release the brake a little bit and get up in front of him, let him cross you, then you're on the outside into turn 3, that's okay too. I just think it's a safer route, right? There's always a chance if you're on the outside, the guy washes up into you and takes you out. So at least I'm in control if I'm on the bottom. I prefer that.
I think it's going to launch. I think it's going to launch better on the bottom too.
Yeah.
Personally, and so yeah, he's had a lot of experience with it today, and he's done a great job and become better at it each time that he goes into the corner. So now he just has to do it again.
And young drivers have one here. You see the graphic. Sammy Smith would become the youngest to do it at age 18.
15 to go.
Don't forget about Austin.
Kyle Busch kind of spun the tires ever so slightly. He didn't get rolling at all there. Sammy's already clear.
He was a whole lane and a half off the bottom of the racetrack.
Well, better to be up off the bottom so you don't get a penalty for cutting the yellow line on the restart like Nemechek did earlier. Sammy Smith well clear. Pretty clean restart. They're a lot more tame.
Here comes
Chandler Smith to third. Kyle Busch closes back up to the 18, but right here is where the 18 is just going to take off on him, I think. It was a good run for Kyle there off the corner. He stayed with the 18. Kyle didn't get the restart, but he's put together a pretty good lap and a half now to get back to the 18. Maybe he's found something. Sammy Smith got a little loose there.
Yeah, he's definitely doing better
wow.
at this time than he did the
Is Sammy getting is the pressure getting to Sammy Smith? He got Sammy up off the bottom of 4 and gassed it to stay with him. Sammy's getting desperate. He flung that thing down on the apron to try to get some separation from Kyle. That was a good straightaway there for the 18. Chandler Smith putting pressure on Kyle Busch, teammates for second. That's going to cut a huge break for Sammy Smith, who I think was starting to feel the pressure a little bit.
It could be the Smith and Smith show. And Ryan Truex making
12 to go. Ryan Truex right there with the leaders. With a run going to turn 1. Sammy Smith starting to disappear out the windshield of those Collin cars.
But his restarts have been very, very good.
Kyle just hanging on to stay in front, loose off the corner. That's going to be a 10th here, a 10th there for the 18 to pull away. Kyle clears his teammate. Truex is to the inside of Chandler. Kyle Busch going to need another yellow and another shot at the 18 now if he wants to have a chance. How fucked up would it be if Ryan Truex won today? What a day that would be. He's been around a long time. Ryan Truex up to second. Kyle Busch bobbling off the corner. Gibbs has something special here at Phoenix this week in the Xfinity Series anyway. And Truex is second, 10 to go. Driving the same stuff as his teammate in the 18. See if he can run him down. I don't think he can, but you never know. 18 had to push pretty hard early in this run. Harder than normal for about a lap or two longer. Oh, look at that. Fucking baseball getting bumped to FS2. Truex, I think, was a little faster than Sammy Smith that lap. He gained 2 tenths. The ticker says he gained 2 tenths, and he's driving away from the 10. You got to go, Michael. Well, you might miss a Ryan Truex win. He's faster than Sammy Smith this last 2 laps. 8 to go. Sammy was a little better that corner.
It's a total of 102.
102 wins amongst the top 5 drivers, but they're all with Kyle Busch. Truex is putting together nice laps.
No matter where they finish in the top 5. I mean, this has just been such a great day of comebacks. And here are 2 of them. Sheldon Creed, John Hunter Nemechek.
I know Ryan Truex is like sick to his stomach. He can just, he's right there, so close to a win. Late in the race, coming to 6 to go.
I'm not comfortable with a half a second.
I'm not either, Joey. It ticks a little under a half a second here and there with Truex and Sammy Smith. And they're showing literally everything but them. They're showing fucking Riley Herbst. They're showing Chandler Smith. They're showing Sheldon Creed. Like, fuck. Show the lead. 6 to go.
In order to learn how to win these races, you have to run in the top 5, and you have to learn how to race in the front of the pack. And that's what 4 of those 5 guys in the top 5 are doing, is learning how to win a race.
Can't learn to win races if you're running 15.
Nope.
There you see
Under half a second. Coming to 5 to go. Come on, Ryan. I like Sammy Smith, but Truex has been doing this a long time. I'd love to see him win. God, what were the odds on Truex?
Keep an eye in turn 2 right here. Ryan Truex is very strong at getting his car rotated and putting power down.
Said they're driving the same stuff, so if Sammy Smith was going to lose this race, it'd probably be to either Nemechek or Truex, and Nemechek is too far back. 19 looks as good as he has all day long. He just barely missed that wreck a minute ago with Allgaier and Brandon Jones and Kaz Gralla. I don't think he's going to have he's just going to be a little short. 4 to go. He hasn't gained enough. It's balanced out. 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths. It hasn't really changed. But off of 2, it looks promising.
He's kind of stuck there at that half a second back.
I hate that for Truex.
I I mean, that's one mistake away, though, right? Like, it's not a huge gap.
18 come up off the bottom a little bit in 4 there. I can't tell if I didn't see if he'd been doing that the last couple laps because they haven't really been showing him. He got up off the bottom, and it cost him a little bit. It did cost him. And now they're coming to the 19's best corner. Oh, yeah. 19 slid a little bit off of 2 there. He was pushing. See what the 18 does here. He stays glued to the bottom. Little bobble, though, for the 18. See if that hurts him on exit. 2 to go. Ah, it's so frustrating. Truex is so close.
You just want to minimize the loss of time. If you make a mistake or you try a different line or whatever the case is, you don't want to lose a half a second.
How low the 19 ran in turn 2 that time.
And that's really what you're trying to do is keep him focused on the things he needs to be focused on, not worrying about whether he's going to win this race.
Chandler Smith's going to pass Kyle Busch for 3rd, maybe.
Underneath Kyle Busch.
1 lap to go. 18 came up off the bottom of 4 again. Kyle Busch crosses over his teammate behind him. Into turn 1 for the final time.
He's a high school senior.
Just don't fuck up 3 and 4. If I'm the 19, fucking send it.
He's taking classes online. On the weekends, he's driving for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Sammy Smith, first career win, holds off Truex, but not by much. Sammy Smith wins it at 18 to 1 odds. Go figure. Ryan Truex second, and I know his odds weren't great. Sheldon Creed ends up 3rd after all that. Riley Herbst 4th. What happened to Kyle Busch? Kyle Busch came home 9th. Kyle Busch was 4th at the white flag. Oh, they put him 9th. Cole Custer finishes 12th. Yuck.
And doing it in that kind of fashion, right? I mean, a lot of restarts, pressure's on, some of the best right behind you. That's a tricky place to be, and you didn't let the pressure get to him.
And it's been coming for a couple weeks. You know, I think as we've gone
18's good. Sammy Smith's really good.
Really
what a top 5. Nobody in that top 5 except Creed knows how to win.
Learned every week, and it's just like today. He learned every restart, and he got better and better.
Until now.
Through turns 1 and 2.
2 weeks ago in Fontana, he had never seen the track, got no practice, no qualifying, led laps. Last week, had never been to Vegas, gets 20 minutes of practice, and goes out and is a real player. Comes to Phoenix today, where he raced in November. The experience paid off, and Sammy Smith has got career win number 1 and his 13th start. And for Joe Gibbs Racing, it's their 16th win here at the Desert Mile.
Well, the other thing you'll learn about Sammy Smith, if you watch that burnout, he's won a lot before because he did a heck of a burnout right there. It's not his first time doing a burnout. He's won a lot of ARCA races.
Brian Truex matches his career best 2nd. Sheldon Creed comes back to finish 3rd. Herbst and Smith complete the top 5. Kyle Busch, big save final lap. He ended up 9th today. You get the feeling? It's the first of many.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the club, Sammy Smith. You're a winner in the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
First time winner. Although it would have made me so happy to see Truex win.
Let's hear from him, Josh.
And Sammy Smith, now the youngest Xfinity Series winner here at Phoenix. A dominant victory as he celebrates with the team, a kid that's still in high school and gets it done. Sammy, you thought about this moment, I'm sure, a number of times. What does it mean to be in victory lane now in the Xfinity Series?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a dream come true. Just thanks to Pilot Flying J, TMC, Allstate Peterbilt Group.
Talented guy with good sponsors. He's obviously got a future.
Giving me this opportunity. It's awesome.
Thanks and congratulations.
What a short interview. Is that really all they give him? It's been one for I think we're sponsored. All right, Sammy, good job. Okay, they're going to show Kyle Busch's final lap. He was 4th at the white flag.
Really the whole since the last restart.
Crosses his teammate over. Does Kyle just miss the corner?
I think this is where it's going to get interesting.
Yeah, damn, Kyle Busch overdrove it, and holy shit, Kyle, what a save! What a save! Fucked his teammate and himself, but didn't wreck. Damn, Kyle Busch ran that hard for fourth in a race he shouldn't be in. Can't believe they missed that. Damn, Kyle. Ew.
Top 5 finish, another rookie. How about Ryan Truex, Regan?
That was wild. Chandler Smith still gets a top 5 out of it.
Had to battle through that one today. At one point, you guys were up front, then the next thing you look up, you guys are kind of in the middle of the pack at the end of the race, so you got to go when it counted.
Yeah, I thought we were good at the start. Man, I think the track just changed a lot more than I expected it to. That long run, we were really bad. I was just hanging on. But Jason and these guys let me complain on the radio and made the right adjustment. So that was a good restart at the end. I'm glad I could at least try to make it exciting. Congrats to Sammy. He was just in class in the field all day. His car just looked so good. Can really kind of do whatever he wanted. But just thankful to be here. Thanks to
Cowboy, we're going to play NASCAR Heat around 8. Are you ready? I just messaged Dylan. He hasn't messaged me back, but we want to play around 8 o'clock.
So, try again next time.
Thanks, Ryan.
Regan, we say in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, names are made here. And
8 o'clock, I'll be on. Me and you can start. If Dylan's not ready, we can start.
Sammy Smith won, led nearly 100 laps. But let's go back to all the restarts because of so many cautions. And he's holding off Kyle Busch. He saw everything, had it all thrown at him, delivers each and every time, Kevin.
Well, I love the fact that he learned on the fly right there. He did a pretty good job getting going. And I think as you go through everything that he's done in the past with the ARCA races and leading those races and all the positions that he's been in over the last couple weeks with being up in the front of the pack.
Cowboy, 8 o'clock. We'll jump on. We'll get in a party. And then I'll start a stream and we'll go from there.
And he did it under a lot of pressure.
Absolutely. A lot of natural talent. We've seen that. But also his ability to learn. That's what I saw today, is that he's able to kind of see things happen, make a mistake every now and again. That's okay. That's how you learn. And he's able to apply it quickly. He doesn't have to get out of the car and have someone teach him what he did wrong. I think he figures it out really, really quick, applies it, and wins the race.
How about this rookie class?
Good for Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith's already won a race. Chandler Smith is really fast. He's going to win a race or several.
We're going to be saying the name Smith a whole lot.
Riley Herbst might pull one off this year for all we know. But anyway, I'm going to go take a break. I'll be back at 8 o'clock, and we're going to stream NASCAR Heat multiplayer races. And if you got a PlayStation, you can join us if you want. Just hit me up. So, Cowboy, I'll see you in about 40 minutes. Later, guys.